Vriska? Is this
No,
is
that's
this James Stryker? Hi, Vriska. You don't belong in this world. Go back to Homestuck. I just sent her back to Homestuck.
Hey guys, what's going on? Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the first game of Zelda. Zeldarp Arparp. Zeldarp RP. The Legend of Zeldarp.
Zeldarp.
What you guys doing? Zeldarp Arparp. Several things have changed with the layout, as you guys can see. Also, I hope you all loved our little memorial. Thank you, FOML, for the memorial for our beloved Domran.
R.I.P. in pieces, our boy. Forever may he rest in peace.
Hey, a new guy.
Oh man.
R.I.P.
Domran.
Water.
Hey now.
But yes, that was our boy. We love him. We love him so much. Hello, Big Chat. Big Chat is here.
Big Chat.
Big Chat is here. But still alive. Gave a resub for a tier 1 for the 7th month in a row. Thank you very much. Time to begin. Time to begin. There are some changes on the thing, as you can see. Now that we have shown off the majority of the art, at the bottom right of the screen, sometimes in the middle right, like depending on the size of the frickin' peeps that are there, you'll see a bunch of the characters that we have seen so far in the game. Mostly they are the ones that have unique art. So Nimbus isn't going to show up. The regular Hylian Knights aren't going to show up. The Harem Bandits aren't going to show up. And stuff like that. Like none of the choo-choos won't show up, stuff like that. But all of the unique characters will show up on the bottom right areas of this, and we'll continually add on to that as the games go. We'll probably add a couple to it by the end of today's game. You can also see who did what art at the bottom of that as well. At the bottom left of the image that is at the bottom right, you'll see that they say Lindo, or Phantom, or Squeaky, or Will. Squeaky and Will each have one thing in there, because even though they have kind of generic-y things on there, I wanted them to still have something in there to be represented with. Not to mention, Marco, Gallon, and Ronan will all also have... they'll also be shown more likely than the others. Each of them has one extra thing in the slideshow, so they are a little bit more likely to show up than the other people. It is truly random, so there are chances for let's say Pika here to show up one after another. Like it could go Pika, then it could go Aga, and then it could go back to Pika. Like it could like.
Pika could just be there for like a solid 2 minutes.
She could, like that's how randomness works. So for all of those for all the questions of like, hey, or is this showing up too much? That is what true randomness looks like. You may not like it, but this is what peak randomness looks like.
This is peak Domran, all right?
It is Domran right there.
I know.
But yes, we are basically ready, I believe, for everything. My dudes, we've gone through quite a lot without having a single actual session, huh? Remember all those really short sessions we've had the past couple of weeks?
Oh man, they went by so quick.
Remember when you were worried about not having enough content for my game? Remember when that happened?
I honestly didn't think yours was going to take as long because you just did not have a lot to say.
I did my best.
Combat takes a while.
When I saw the 2-hour mark,
combat.
remember how you said there was another path? When I looked at the 2-hour mark, I was like, no, let's keep going forward and get to my boy quickly. And then we didn't.
Oh man, we'll have to see. We'll have to see how long these things are gonna take. But this is the first campaign we're doing with the completely new system. We've updated the avatar system to kind of work like the Zelda system a little bit, but not truly. This is basically the first game that's going to work completely on it. So there could be some changes, there could be some nerfs, there could be some buffs, and there already have been. I've changed a couple of things since the last game. that I've learned some things since the backstory games. So we'll see how things have changed and what things are doing. Omega Zero, 3 minutes ago, donated $6. Says the team has gathered, so it's time they get some inspiration. All to Jess. All right, cool.
Of course.
Omega Zero, the one true follower of Jess. It's like the chosen. Jess is chosen.
In all these games, we have to count up all the Jesperations, see if he has a Jess fate card yet.
The Jess fate cards are stronger than regular fate cards.
The issue is only Jess can use them.
Only those whom truly devote themselves to the Church of Jess can use them.
Oh,
Jess
man.
is a deity in every campaign, you know.
True.
Obviously.
Part of the D&D pantheon.
With that being said, let's go ahead.
The fourth piece of the Triforce that no one knew about.
The fourth piece of the Triforce, just Jess.
It goes right there in the middle, though. Nobody really thought about it for the longest time.
No one's ever found that piece.
But yes,
Yeah.
we have a couple of people watching today. Obviously, we have Lindo and Anthony and Phantom watching. If you guys hate them, I'm sorry, they're still here.
Always be here, motherfuckers. You can't get rid of me.
Okay.
I'm happy I have off tonight. This is gonna be fucking chaos.
How dare you.
But yes, we have our little Domrun shrine over here, as well as all the other fan arts that were made the other day. So that's really cool. Domrun, of course, has his thing right over top of the Blank Scroll Fund, and he is gone but not forgotten.
Mm-hmm. Are you showing them this?
I am not.
Oh.
There we go. Rip.
Chat. I got you.
He is gone but not forgotten, you see.
I already forgot him.
Everybody say goodbye to Big Chat. Big Chat is gone. Big Chat's gone.
Goodbye, Big Chat.
We'll see you later, Big Chat.
Big Chat's dead.
We have all of the characters that have so far shown up over here. Except all the ones that had names are over here. Even the ones that didn't have names, but you guys gave them names, such as Oldman Jenkins and Youngman Jenkins over here. Even though I believe both of them talked in girl voices. We also have Koro. We have Riva. We have Ellen. We have Master Rova. We have Aga. We have Obra. We have everybody. Everybody's here. Faraday is here. We have Sun, Nimbus, but mostly we have our boys. We have Marco, Gallon, Ronan. Look at those boys. Look at these good boys sitting there.
Good boys.
Where are all their sunglasses?
Their sunglasses are over here on the map, as you can see.
I want that to just be like shrunk down and used for like here you are here.
Like that's just your guys'
That's
like
party
token you
icon.
move around. You guys
Oh,
are
that-
here.
The party icon is that now.
Oh man.
We're gonna save the world.
I also put down little question marks for all the places you guys had heard about during your game. So there is, of course, the Oasis over here, the Gerudo settlement, the small little settlement that Gallon went to before that had that had sun at it, the place that Gallon had went in before. The dam is over here, Castle Town, Lon Lon, Kakariko, Death Mountain, the River Zora settlement, the Zora domain down here. In the middle of Lake Hylia, we have, of course, the black hole device.
Black hole. There's a giant drain at the bottom.
That's where all the
Call it
water's going.
Maelstrom.
You see, it wasn't actually the dam's fault. It was actually the black hole device. It was sucking up all the water, and the Zora don't understand this concept.
We have
is fire
the Lost Woods is here as well as Spectacle Ruins up here, which is it looks like a big old city up here. With all that being said, though, looking around at everything, I believe the actual ruins are on this side, and this is like a settlement, but I don't know. We'll see.
You'll find out when you get there.
Yeah, basically.
I know my own map.
Listen, I told him to add whatever he wanted to the map, and that I would bullshit like things that he put in here randomly. So now that I look really closely at this is obviously a settlement. So there's a settlement there now. Also, before anything, Giggs is actually the one who did this map for us. Giggs is actually working on another map for the Zelda game. As we speak, Giggs is working on another map for the Zelda game. And directly after that, another one. We'll have to see what that is. Hopefully we'll get done by next week, but it'll probably take like another week after that. I don't know. We'll see. Nobody rush him. It's Giggs. He'll do what he'll take my stupid designs and make it look halfway decent. But with all that being said, my dudes, this is technically the first session. So how about we go to each of you and have you guys talk about your things. Gallon, you're currently on the art area as well at the bottom right. So why don't we start off with you, Gallon? What's up with you? What are you? Who are you?
Well, you see, I am a perfect being, divine, in all aspects, as the one male Gerudo, except there are two.
Hey, look, the other one's on the bottom right thing now, too!
Oh my god.
And now Pika. Anyway, there are two.
I also just now realized your fan art is called Twink.
That's the appropriate thing to put down for my fan. I wiggle my fingers, things die. I'm gonna do something amazing. Don't know what it is yet, but it's definitely gonna happen. And now I'm in a dungeon. I don't know how I got here. I mean, besides a magic door.
Besides magic. You also have been given a little bit of a buff since last time. You've been given your own racial stat up. So you have a +1 to your spirit.
1 point. A 5% increase on rolls and a 33% increase towards the cap.
It's great, right? However, you have also received a nerf because your bags can no longer count as armor for you.
Man, I can't wait to die.
But it's fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. As we move from you, let's go over to Ronan here. Even though Marco's the one in the bottom right. Ronan, what's going on with you, my dude?
Well, he's a big Zora Orca man. I wish we had a word for that. That'd be really cool. And he's a warrior, but he doesn't really care about warrioring so much. He likes playing his music. And then he went and did some guard stuff with the king and jammed out, and that was cool. Then he met a nice Zora lady who he was gonna take home, but then she got stabbed, and he he brought her to get healed, but he couldn't do it, so a fairy did it, and then he got sucked into a dungeon.
You as well have been given your two stat points for your racial abilities. You should have 3, but you used one of your negatives to get rid of the one that's an ability. Just to show you which ones are your racial ones. And Marco, hey Marco, you're back on the thing again. Don't you love random?
I've been on there for a long time now.
Don't you love random? Anyway,
I love random.
Why don't you tell us about that Marco boy? I mean, we'd like to know more about him, I guess.
I mean, look at this Marco boy. He's a spelunker. He knows exactly what he's doing. You see, he went to a dungeon, a dangerous brand new dungeon. He snuck in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then he got fucking captured. Shenanigans ensued. He jumped out a poop chute. And now he's in a new dungeon, I think. I don't know. These dungeons are all just melding together now.
You have been also given your 2 little points here, so that you know which ones are your stats you got up from your racial stuff. Now, the reason I gave you guys those is because just like in Avatar, for the first couple of games that we're gonna have, 2 to 3 games, you guys are gonna be able to move your stats around wherever you guys want them. Basically get a feel for how you want your characters to play, and then as soon as I tell you guys you can no longer do it, then you guys are going to get stuck with whatever you have put in at that moment. So let's say I just move these 2 things from finesse over to physique, and then I say no one can move anything anymore. You're stuck with 2 physique.
No.
Just fucking rig the game against us.
But no. Basically, by session 2 or 3, I'll tell you guys that we're done moving stuff around. You guys put your things in where you want them to rest, and then we are done. That will be your stats for the remainder of the campaign. Until, level ups and yada 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 yada. We didn't go over your 2 abilities last time. Because we were busy getting through everything else. Your 2 abilities are pretty good. Both of them are sensing abilities. You have your treasure sense as well as your danger sense. Your treasure sense is a spelunker spends a lot of time in dungeons. As such, they can recognize when certain patterns arise and have a chance to spot those patterns that may lead to treasure. A crack in the wall where there shouldn't be, a loose floorboard, a giant golden locked room that needs an absurdly large key. None of these very clever and subtle things can elude a spelunker on the hunt. When traversing a dungeon, the spelunker has advantage on all checks in an attempt to find treasure, but not only treasure is hidden away in these places. Some don't take kindly to pilferers.
Sucks to be them.
And then there is the danger sense. Spelunker has spent a lot of time in dungeons. As such, they can recognize when certain patterns arise and attempt them off from nearby traps. A small opening in the wall, a feel of a tile shifting under their foot, a giant statue with a glowing eye that is slowly rotating around and shooting lasers. None of these very clever and subtle things can elude a spelunker on the hunt. When traversing a dungeon, the spelunker can attempt to react to traps before they go off. This must be called out by the player, and it has costs in certain situations. So basically, whenever I say a trap has sprung, you can tell me, "Hey, wait a minute, can I danger sense this?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, sure, go ahead, man."
Record scratch, freeze frame.
Basically,
so you're wondering how I got in this situation.
Basically. So you have those abilities currently as your things. And
yeah.
Of course, Hylians, you don't have as many abilities as the other 2. But Hylians start off with their magic item. You have your Rock's Feather, which is basically like another card in itself. Increases your finesse saves. You will have a +1 to your finesse save while you have this thing on. If you want to put a +1 there, you can. You roll finesse instead of strength for high jumps and long jumps. So instead of rolling your strength for those things, you roll your finesse, which is really good.
Heck yeah. There we go.
With all that being said, is there any questions you guys have about your characters? Any things you guys want to bring up about anything that happened in the backstory before we move on into the actual game?
I'm still personally offended I can't wear my bags for armor anymore.
By the way, I'm a spelunker, not a thief. Thief is a class. I could have picked thief, but no, I'm specifically a spelunker. I've got no attack abilities. Look at that. I just got senses.
Look at them senses.
Silly. We've already established that you're a thief.
We already established you're the villain of this campaign.
I'm not, though. I was very distinctly the victim.
It's because of you that Domrin is dead. I'm kidding.
True.
He could have died to the goblins.
Yep.
Shooting fucking stones at him. He should have died.
By all rights, he should have died.
But who all do you is anybody else have any questions, comments, complaints, or wisecracks about themselves or about each other? No. All right, then, guys.
I like
you guys have all joined in as a party now. So I'm gonna be taking your goddess points.
My points. No.
You do this, you monster.
You can click and drag them, right?
I like taking them one at a time because then it makes it feel even worse for you guys to lose them. You see.
Emerald. Emerald, what are you doing?
2, 3, and 4.
Not gonna lie, I was tempted to.
All together, it looks like you guys have 11 goddess points remaining after your games.
Neat.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good amount of goddess points, my dudes.
That's for a good amount of goddess points right there.
The goddess sure does love you.
Oh yeah, I do have one question.
What's that?
This other card, which hasn't happened yet, right?
The SK thing?
Yeah.
No, it has not happened yet.
Okay.
Are you still trying to figure out what it is?
Yeah, I gave up a long time ago on figuring it out.
I think you're like the only one who doesn't know what it is, because everybody else pieced it together. But it's fine though, because you weren't in the game that showed up in, so it's fine.
Yeah, so even more reason for me not to know.
With
Think
all
I
that
watch
being
your other
said-
games?
With
I don't
all
have
that
enough
being
time.
said, at this point, you guys can use these goddess points whenever you guys want. Anytime you guys want to do something with these goddess points, anyone can use any of them. You guys know what they do. Over here in the top in the bottom left of my table, you guys will find all of the different things that we have already gone over in case you guys want to refresh your memory on anything. And of course, at that point, most of the other things, including the root or the demon points, your guys' money that that is going to show up at some point probably today and cause you guys to be sad because you probably don't have enough room for it.
What are you talking about? We got a bunch of bags here. We've got a big wallet. We'll be fine.
With all of that being said, my dudes, anything else before we move on?
Destiny token?
You cannot use your destiny token yet. I have not told you could use that yet.
Damn.
Also, it's not your fucking turn, so why would I let you use your destiny token?
Because you're a coward.
With that being said, my dudes. Galen, Marco, Ronan. You guys have awoken yourselves. Well, awoken is a strong word for some of you. You guys have made your way into this room, of which you are seeing that there is the toilet water, of course, that is over there. That Ronan said smell, but actually does not smell or taste weird at all. Because it's
burns.
it's all filtered. It's fine. It's filtered. You could drink that for days.
I don't think you should.
I don't plan to stay here for days to find out.
Zora have enhanced piss taste. Even when it's extremely filtered, they can feel it.
Even when it's completely absorbed into the magic by
Yes.
erasing it.
Let me go ahead and
When the
give
magic
you guys
devours all organic things.
give you guys your little look at your little pool of water over here. Look at your Wawa pool.
Wow, look at that water pool.
Look at that Wawa
Wow.
pool you got over there. And you know, there's a tiny section in the Wawa pool that's like, it's like, you know, like that kind of Wawa, you know. And like right behind that, there's like the tiny little doorway. It's like right here. It's like a little door. It's great. You got look at these amazing things. These are what the maps are all gonna be forever, guys. Definitely don't have anything extra today. But you guys have basically woken up from where you are. The last thing you guys had done, Galen, you had made your way out from the magical doorway. You and Marco had seen that for some reason when Marco gets near the door, the light at the very top, the black light seems to shine, and Marco seems to be drained of energy. The two of you had moved Ronan into the water. Ronan had came up from being unconscious, and the little fairy once Ronan had got up seemed a lot more talkative and seemed to be fluttering around Ronan for a little while. You guys have all basically gotten your little bit of a breather out there. Ronan, you feel as if you can move now. However, both Marco and Ronan, both of you will be suffering from a couple of levels of exhaustion right now. Both of you will have 2 levels of exhaustion.
Yeah.
If we look over at the thing over here, That means no extra movement, and normal movement will cost 1 AP. That doesn't, it's not that bad right now, but also you have disadvantage on all your non-combative checks.
Ooh.
So,
So as long as I look for treasure, I always have normal rolls.
it's just like, can I look for treasure against the bokoblin with my dagger?
I look for the treasure of friendship to find June.
As you guys are still very weary, both of you had traveled here via aqueducts and bashed yourselves up pretty bad. So your lucky is just 2.
I got 2 nat 20s.
But Gallon, you're fine. Everything's fine for you, man.
Yeah,
Except
I don't know why
except
my
you're
guy's
still
so tired.
except you're still missing a helm. But you'll find it.
I'll find it eventually.
You'll find it. Omega Zero gave $2. Says inspiration. Whoever drinks the toilet water, otherwise it's Pico. No, none of that. None of that. No trying to get people to get inspiration by via tasks.
Inspiration.
None of that.
Via tasks. None of that.
None of that.
You're sorry. Don't worry about it. It was a joke. Don't worry about it too much. But yeah, we're not gonna have them do stuff like that. But that's fine. Thank you very much for the $2. We'll give that to Pika. Does Pika have any inspiration?
She doesn't.
I don't think she does. No.
There was party inspiration, but there's no specifically.
We'll
Pika
put another in the party inspiration.
Heck yeah.
We'll put another party inspiration. It's fine. That'll be used primarily for that party of people that you no longer belong to, Marco.
That's fine. Marco never.
Omega Zero, I don't say so. Anyway, you guys feel yourselves able to move around a little bit better now. Getting a look around at the place around. Does anybody want to survey their surroundings?
I would love to.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
No, I think I'll just stand here till I'll die.
Good.
Don't look around.
Okay, everybody roll me for their diligence. Ronan and Marco, roll me with disadvantage.
11.
Perfect. I love it. First roll. What the 6?
This sure
Let's
is
see
a
what
cave.
the second roll is. Maybe I'll get higher.
You can't.
Maybe I'll somehow get higher. 3. I got 1.
Good. Good.
So
That is
you got a 5 altogether, and you got a 3 altogether. Good job. Gallon.
I'm 11.
With your 11 Gallon, you look around this area. You try to figure out any other things about this small little area. From what you can tell, you seem to be in an extremely small area. All the walls seem very just stone-like, and there's no doorways and there's no pathways leading out. As you go around toward the door, you try to see if there's anything you can do there, but again, nothing seems to light up even if you get over toward it. The only thing that ever lights up is whenever Marco goes over at it. Looking into the water, however, you do notice that a little bit further down in the water, there is a pathway leading away from where the small pool seems to be at. It seems to be going further into wherever this place is. Obviously, this water has to drain somewhere if it keeps getting full and filled up by this little waterfall.
Hey, you two.
Yep.
Over here. What are we looking at?
You can breathe underwater, right?
Yeah.
I found a hole underwater, and I'm not too keen on drowning.
Oh.
I can check it out. Yeah. Here, hold up. I'll hop on right in there.
You're gonna hop in the pee water?
It's not pee. It was a nightmare. He was having a nightmare about being in pee water. It's very common. He's had it since childhood. Don't judge him.
But open baths are fine. Anyway.
Alrighty. So you jump your way in. As you do, like he had said, there is a small pathway down there, large enough for you to get through, obviously. But as you look at it, you do realize that you've never been the strongest swimmer. Both of those guys could probably outswim you. You've been slow for Zora, so obviously these guys are faster than you, right? But as you go down and look, you do feel as if you are being a little bit more sluggish than usual. Looking into the pathway, would you like to try to make your way through, see what's going on?
Sure, let's do it.
You swim along into the pathway. Luckily, there is a small current that seems to be coming out with this as you swim downwards and outwards. It doesn't take a long time, but there is a slight little bit of a trek. It takes around a minute or so for you to follow the current down through this area, and eventually you come out at. What's up?
Oh no, flashbacks of getting sucked down a tunnel.
Eventually, you find yourself. Bing. Raising yourself up from the water in this large pool-like area. Bing.
You lied to us. You said all maps were gonna look like that.
Oh man, sucks to suck.
How could you do this?
There you monster.
I just got used to it.
I'll never trust you again.
You look around at the area as you make your way upwards from where you are. This isn't big enough. Let's make it bigger. Perfect. The water seems somewhat still up here. You do notice that it seems to get rather shallow as you go along through here. You see there are small openings all throughout this place where some green crystalline things seem to be growing. You're not sure if that's because of the water that you came out from with that green glow that was there before coming down from the waterfall, or what this could be. But it seems to lead off into a large, seemingly mortal-made structure. As you look off, you see these stone slabs that seem to have been built a little bit ahead of you. They look as if they've been collapsed, however, as if whatever was there had been destroyed, and it does not look recent.
Does it look like beyond it leads somewhere, or is it like all rubble?
It does seem like there is a path leading away from this destroyed little pathway here. But you will have to get out of the water to check more on that.
I shall do so.
Splishy splash. You look down the pathway. As you do, you see that it does seem to go on for quite a while. Even though this is a destroyed area, this seems to be the only way out. Unless you want to swim up that waterfall, which you could. You're not sure if the other two can.
Yeah, that's probably not the best idea. I'll head on back.
Okay.
Having noted that.
You make your way back. As you do, roll me for your physique, with, of course, disadvantage.
I believe in you, my boy. You've got this.
That's pretty good.
That's
pretty good. That's a 19. That's a 7.
It takes you around double the time to go back as it did going forward. It takes you around 2 minutes to make your way back. As you are making your way back, you're feeling very, very rough upon doing so. You do know that you are more of a mammal than anything. You do require air to some extent, but you're fine. You're worried for Marco. If Marco leaves this area, he probably isn't coming back this way. So if you guys leave, you better not have too many thoughts of coming back. You make your way out. As you do, you see that Gallon, Marco, and Z are watching the water.
I think he died. Oh wait, no, here he is.
Oh, hey. Yeah, it looks like there's a path on the other side of that. It might lead out of here.
Oh, that's good.
It's a bit of a swim though. You guys can hold your breath. I'm assuming for long, hopefully.
I sure can do my best.
Guys, he was gone for like 6 minutes.
So, like, how much of that were you underwater? Were there any pockets of air?
I mean, were there? I'm
No.
assuming no.
No,
But
you
yeah.
can see.
No pockets. But I was like probably a minute and a half on the way there.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
only a
okay.
minute. I think we can survive that.
Okay,
Minutes
sure.
away there? What took you so long getting back then?
Real tired. And
I-
I'm swimming against a current a little bit.
Okay.
So you two, I don't know about you two coming on the way back. So I hope this is the way out.
I don't know, unless you think you can magic open the door.
It glowed for me, but I don't want to touch it again. It hurt.
Yeah, then we're taking the water path.
But we may not be
Alright.
able to come back to the door, though. We know that you can go through the door.
No, I can't.
Well, you can try harder. He mentioned a current. I'm not very strong with currents.
I mean, we can
Oh,
one of us.
get
I can carry you on the way there.
Mm. Z goes over and flies over towards you.
Hmm.
She's like, all
But,
right then.
Do you think that you'd be able to open that door? Looks to Marco.
I don't think so. Only one of the gems glow. I don't know the word.
Gloated.
Gloated. There we go.
Marco crawls his way.
Man, I feel it's really weird being the smartest man in the room.
Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and just put this feather back in my bag. I don't want this water to do anything funny to it.
Definitely. Do you want to make your way into the water?
Seeing as there's literally no other way, we're gonna have to swim it.
Marco gets into the water. What about you, Gallon?
Give him a little bit of a head start in case he passes out and drowns. Because I just
Ain't
realized
that
I let the
weak?
fire bastard go before me.
All right, who's going into the pathway first?
I will.
All right, Marco.
Okay.
You make your way down inside. It's a good thing you're probably going first, because if you do have any holdups, maybe Ronan can save you.
Maybe.
Maybe. As you start to make your way in, I'd like you to roll me for your physique.
Here
You
I
know,
go, rolling with
with-
disadvantage.
With
First roll. That's a net.
All right,
That's
all
a
right, all right.
six.
That's good. That's good.
We just have to not repeat the three,
Get a
alright?
Please.
There we go. That's a
Alright.
16, so.
That's a 6. You got a 6. Roll me for your resistance.
Alright, disadvantage for this as well.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, here we go.
That's
8.
I mean, that's pretty good if you did if on a disadvantage roll.
7.
Seven's also good enough. As you make your way in, it takes you significantly longer. You are basically about to burst, like you are holding your breath. You need to breathe in, but by the time you like suck in air, needing to get something, you do crest the top of the water. It takes you almost 2 minutes to get there.
Oh, jeez.
Gallon, Ronan, he's been gone for about 2 minutes. Do either of you want to go in?
I would have followed him. Yeah.
Okay. You make your way in. Gallon, you've already made it, and you are a better swimmer than both of them, so no checks for you.
Aw.
Who is?
Wait, how do I know how to swim?
Oh,
I
not
lived in the
Gallon,
desert.
Ronan, my bad, Ronan. Bah.
I was about to be like, how do I know how to swim? I lived in the fucking desert.
Gallon,
Are you part Zora?
do you want to make your way in?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and roll me physique, my dude.
Don't worry, you'll just do the swim from Golden Boy.
That's an 11. That's pretty good. You're able
Just-
to you're able to make it in about around a minute, minute and a half. As you come up, you seem to be perfectly fine. Bing. You didn't have to roll for your resistance. The three of you come up from the water. As you guys do, all of you see these glowing crystalline, stabby rocks coming out from the sides, and you guys see that you are in some sort of a slight little pondy area. The water is super clear. As you guys step out into the area, you guys do see that dust is kicked up as you step in, noting that probably means there's nothing living in this pond.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, the pathway's right on over here. Gonna lead them over.
That's good.
Okay.
Didn't
Anybody
trip
want?
any traps, right?
just hold up a minute. I'm gonna go look at the shiny sharp crystals.
Hey. You guys start swimming a little bit. Gallon says, "Hold up a minute," as he goes over to the crystals they're coming out of the rocks. Gallon, looking at them, they seem very stabby. As you bring your hand over to them, they seem unbelievably sharp.
Oh man, man.
As you
I'm
go
really glad I
to
didn't get stuck in rapids with anything like this.
as you go to touch them, they seem extremely brittle. However, even you with your negative physique, you're able to basically put your hand on it and just kind of break a piece off.
Oh.
Looking at it, roll me for your ability. Or actually, no, roll me for your experience. See if you have any knowledge of what this could be.
Let me use one inspiration.
Okay.
Well, Gale inspiration. They're not. They don't exactly do the inspiring part anymore. Let's
You
do
also
it.
have a fleeting.
One fate point.
Oh, I have a fleeting.
Oh, you have a fleeting? I haven't.
I saw
Oh, right. I need to fucking hold on. I can't see the fleetings from OBS. I can only see them from Google Chrome. So I'm gonna get on Google Chrome and do that.
Oh, dope. Thanks, guys.
Get out of here, OBS. All right. Yes. So there is a single fleeting that has happened, and that is to Ganon. I mean Gallon.
14, 16 total.
Okay. Let me move some of this out of the way a little bit. Gallon, as you look into this, you try your best to see if there's anything you can think of from all of your magical training and all that, and that entire year you were studying for literally a year straight because Grandma did not let you stop.
I was literally locked in the basement with nothing but books. I almost died of dust inhalation.
As you try to remember anything that's there, you do know that this appears to be magical in nature. You're not sure what it could be. However, looking at how brittle it is, you note that you could probably make it into a fine dust if given enough time. Would you like to try to take some of this and check it out later?
Yeah, just like, hey guys, hold up a minute. Since we're trapped here, might as well grab something to make this worthwhile, right?
Yeah.
Gonna start collecting crystals.
How many crystals are you wanting to gather?
How many are there?
There are tons.
How many slots in a bag do they take up?
Each crystal you can break off. They break off in hand-sized chunks. So you can fill up all your slots if you'd like. They each take up one slot. If you were to find some way to crush them in the powder, all of them could probably take up just 1 or 2 slots.
Yeah, okay, I'll take 6 for now.
Okay. Let me go ahead.
case It's like, why not take them? Worst case is I can just dump them or something else out of my bag.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, quick question with I mean, I know I'm not like a fucking alchemist. With these herbs, I forget. Don't I? Weren't these healing herbs?
Yes, the Hylian herbs you do know have healing properties, but not in their current state.
Okay.
You have a bunch of question mark crystals.
Make them a different color. Blending in with the Hylian herbs.
You can change whatever colors you want to change. You guys see that he begins to gather some of these things. Would you guys like to gather any, or do you guys want to not worry about it?
Oh, grab a couple.
There we go.
How many are each of you gathering?
I'll take like 3.
Yeah, I was gonna take 3 as well. May as well, you know.
Okay.
If it's a resource, it might be useful.
They are very sharp as you guys go to check as well with Gallon. As you guys go to get them, I would like for both of you to roll me for your spirit.
Yay!
With disadvantage.
Here we go. -1. And disadvantage. Let's see here.
There's no need.
Let's see here. First roll. Oh, hey, 15.
That's
So
pretty
first
good.
Roll.
That's pretty good.
That's a 14.
It's been a good run, boys.
Let's see here. The next roll is a 13.
You
so
did okay.
12.
You did okay. You did really good. Marco, you seem to get these, and they seem to slightly glow at your touch. Gallon, you do notice this. These crystals seem to give off a slight glow as Marco touches them. However, you don't have a lot of time to think about that, for as soon as Ronan picks them up and places them in his bag, Ronan, you begin to feel very sick for a moment. While they're touching you, you seem to feel extremely, extremely nauseous, and as that happens, you are going to lose 1 heart.
Oh, man.
Are we starting with max hearts, or?
You guys, I think you guys have somewhat rested enough to have it. Sure, you can have your max health as a treat.
As a treat, thank you.
Only a little baloney.
What's in these rocks? Oh man,
I don't know.
Do you want to still gather 3 of them, Ronan?
I'll just take the 1 and put it in my bag.
Okay. These other 2 that you like kind of pulled off, you just kind of let them go back into the water. As you let them
I already had the 2 in my hand, then if I had them in my hand,
no, you had broken them off, but like it was
okay.
As you let the 2 of them just kind of sink back into the water, you don't really want to touch them anymore. You notice that they appear to immediately start absorbing themselves into the water. Almost like adding like salt or sugar to water. They seem to dissipate, which is weird because they weren't dissipating when they were completely connected to the walls.
Weird.
Very weird. Why are they glowing at my touch?
It was only like a slight glow. Maybe it was a trick of the light.
It was a trick
So
of light.
wide variety of reactions these things are evoking.
Nothing, death, and glow.
Gallon, you can tell just by looking at both of their reactions, these things are obviously magical in some way. And you're wondering if you're completely fine with them because you're a witch. Well, a magician.
No, I like witch. It's the word of my people.
He is very bewitching. Look at him.
You know, I didn't think about it, but it might be because I'm a trained professional.
What are you talking about? I'm a trained professional as well.
Yeah.
A trained professional at wiggling your fingers and causing magical catastrophes to happen.
Oh.
No.
Well, no, I'm more of a trained professional in waggling my fists in people's faces.
That's very impressive. I can't do that.
I can find traps and treasure.
That's pretty useful.
It's very useful. My good Zorka friend.
Sure, it'll be fantastic when we come out of here not completely empty-handed.
Hopefully.
You guys look at all the other sharp rocks as you guys begin to make your way away. At this point, I would like before you guys get out of the water, I would like for each of you to roll me for your diligence, please. And you guys know the drill.
No longer my worst stat.
12.
Oh.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Watch me in that one.
Hey, that's pretty good.
That's not bad.
What'd you get,
All
Marco?
right. First roll, because I have 2. That's
Oh,
a 7. That's fine. I'll get a higher roll here. 6. So, 8.
So
That's
you got a
fine.
12 and you got a 12, right?
Yep.
As you guys are going to leave this area, you guys do notice as you are just about to get outside of the water itself, you guys do notice that off in the corners of this area, specifically off in this corner, there appears to be a pool of sludge-like stuff.
Hey, there's some sludge stuff.
Oh.
Marco, you look over at the pool of sludge stuff as you are immediately reminded of the dungeon you were just in, and pooled sludge stuff, what that usually means.
Oh. There's there are probably choo-choos over there.
Choo-choos.
Is there anything
Mhm.
else over there?
There doesn't appear to be.
Hmm.
You guys want to just ignore it?
I'm fine on ignoring it.
Gallon and Marco?
I am also fine with ignoring this dangerous thing with 2 exhaustion.
Yellow, right?
It is somewhat greenish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't particularly care if it was just a fucking choo-choo.
Okay. You three make your way out. As you do, Ronan, of course, you felt like slightly better while you were in the water, but now you're out of the water and you're like, yeah, fucking exhausted, right?
Yeah.
As you finally got out of the water, Z just kind of like seems to come out of nowhere. She seemed to have been stashing herself in your bag. As she circles around and comes out, she just kind of shakes off some water from her wings. As she does. Oh, I think I know where we are.
Oh yeah?
Hiff, 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 hiff. I smell the forest.
Really?
Oh.
Do you think you could take us there?
It's really far away. It's just a bit of a hint, but hiff, 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 hiff.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's this way.
Which forest are you talking about?
Well, my forest. Well, I guess it's not my forest anymore. Not since I left it.
I'm sure it's fine. It's
Is
just a
that the one
forest.
everyone calls the Lost Woods?
Oh, yes. Have you been there?
No, I've been told not to go there because you die.
Let's go. Adventure, my boy.
Marco, you've also been told not to go there or you die.
Well, it's the only way we can go. So adventure, my boys.
I mean, Ronan, you haven't been told that, so whatever.
I don't know nothing about this.
Who the fuck cares? Hiff hiff.
But
It's this way.
yeah.
Do you want me to show you the way?
If you can
Sure.
tell where to go, yes.
It leads out of here.
Looks back at the water. No.
It's okay. We can make it through this together.
You just remember the terrified look from your master whenever you were bringing up going to the Lost Woods.
It'll be fine. We've got a ferry. 100%, no risk at all.
And where is it looks to the ferry? Where is the Lost Woods in relation to where you and I were before?
Where were we before?
Near the Zora's domain.
Where's that?
Okay, cool. Just wanted,
Well,
wanted to run it by you.
well,
Go.
if it's the Lost Woods, that would be north of Castletown.
What's that?
The Zora. Oh, it's a high roll.
Wait, if you didn't know where you were, how did you get there?
I came from underneath the water.
Oh. Okay. Questions for a later time. Anyway. We should probably get going.
Are you fine moving forward, Gowan?
To the Lost Woods. Woohoo. It's better than staying down here and starving to death.
That's
Come
true. That
Horrible. Skeleton abomination.
It is pretty much very, 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 very good to not have that happen. You guys continue down the way you were doing, ignoring the choo-choo behind you and all of the treasures it was guarding.
That was all the money. That was the party fund.
Yep, that was
Choo-choo
where all
had.
the money was. You guys got it. Sometimes I sit as you guys do, and I try to figure.
I mean,
out
I
what
might
I'm
have
going to
forgotten
do,
a thing about
and
the
instead of
water,
doing
but you know,
anything,
it's
I just let my
fine.
dog- Boop. Boop, 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 boop.
And the feather goes back in the hat.
You guys find your way coming out from the area you were just in. It takes you guys a good 5 to 10 minutes to make your way out. Just enough time for me to talk about Omega Zero giving $2, saying this time to the useless fairy. How dare you!
She's not useless.
She's adorable.
It's a cannibal.
How dare you! I'm kidding. Let's give Z aspiration, shall we?
Z is very useful. We now know where we are and where we're going.
It's true.
Maybe.
We wouldn't have ever known if we didn't have this fairy.
Maybe.
Could be that either way we're gonna get lost in the lost fucking woods.
I mean, listen, it's adventure.
It is.
It's complete, total adventure. There are probably so many lost relics and cool items to be found in the lost woods.
You guys
It's basically like a lost and found.
You guys make your way into this area. As you do, you guys see what appears to be a glowing white light coming from the corner of this room. As you guys look over toward it, you see that the entire area around here seems very destroyed and desolate. Along all the walls, you see what appear to be scorch marks. Very darkened areas and chunked out rock that seems to have been made unnaturally. Some of them with zigzagging patterns and very much like depressed indentations in the sides. As you guys look over toward where the light is coming from, you see what appears to be a small room. Looking into the small room, you see what appears to be nothing more than a single skeleton standing in the way. The skeleton seems to depict a small person, almost around the size of a child. The child seems to have their arm lifted up as if holding something aloft, and a lot of the robes and armors that seem to be on it seem to be dilapidated. They also seem to be carrying a small shield in one of their hands. This shield has a peculiar symbol on it, but it seems to be made of wood and is also dilapidated. As you look at it, the bones themselves are rather scorched, just like everything else in the room. There appears to be small bones littering the area all around it. You see that Z seems to go forward, looking over toward the skeletal creature. She seems to smell at it, and then just kind of stop and look back to you guys. Oh, it looks like it was a false alarm, guys.
Oh?
I was just smelling this kokiri here.
Oh. Okay.
Oh.
Did just the smell? Do you recognize who this person was, or?
Not a clue.
Okay.
Hiff hiff, hiff hiff. They seem to have been here for quite a while, though.
Hmm. Do you see anything over near it?
She seems to flutter around it for a little bit. Upon fluttering around it, she seems to kind of stop herself around the neck area and around the hand area. As she does, she looks at the hand as she notices that a couple of its fingers are missing, and she looks down at the ground as she sees that there are fingers on the ground. It looks like it was holding something, but somebody must have pried it out of it.
Well, it's got a shield. Maybe it was a sword?
Maybe. It seems to go around the head and the neck area. It seems like something else was around here too. Some of the scorch marks around this area seem like they're faded, as if something was here before. Whoever this was, apparently somebody found them before we did.
Seems that way.
Also, I can tell that it's not happy.
What do you mean by not happy?
Not happy?
It's not happy. I can tell. It looks like it's tormented in some way. It
Well-
probably has unfinished business.
Oh.
All right.
I wouldn't worry about it though. There's nothing around here that's going to change it into anything dangerous. It's just, well, somebody who must have died in this dungeon.
Sad.
Poor thing.
Yeah.
It's really
Right.
strange. The Kokiri don't usually go out adventuring. Also,
I mean-
where is its fairy?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I mean,
You
judging by
you guys don't really know a lot about the Kokiri. If you know anything, they've just been stories. Nobody really sees Kokiri.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, to be fair, one of us got here through falling through rapids, and how did you get here again?
Also rapids.
Also rapids.
I was in a dungeon. It had just opened up. I had to escape a giant monster after a bunch of people. It's a long story. I'll tell you later. Right now, I'm more concerned about the scorch marks.
Would you guys like to look around at any of the scorch marks or indentations around this place?
I would love to. I would like to look for traps.
You look around. There's no traps. You can't. There's from what you can tell, looking at the walls. This is like a long past thing. Whatever this scorching and these indentations were, they've already been somewhat eroded. You can put your hands along them, and they seem to be so far integrated into the stone itself that they don't even seem to wipe away very easily. As you start touching the area and start kind of like looking into it, again, some of the area around your hand where you're touching seems to somewhat glow. Gallon, this has happened enough times that you're fucking done with it. Like, why is things glowing when he's touching them?
Yeah, he's weird. You like hold still for like 30 seconds, just like, let me give you a look over real quick because this keeps happening.
Okay. I don't understand either. I'm not particularly good with magic.
Gallon, you begin to look at him. As you do, you see that Z seems to go over and start looking around at him as well. She's going to give you aid, so go ahead and roll me for your spirit, please. You'll get advantage on this.
Alright then.
Thanks to Z's aid.
And
Altogether,
12
that is a 12. You look around him, and as you're doing so, Z seems to start like kind of floating around him as well. As you guys like kind of like look him over, Z seems to like kind of hone in around like a certain area around like his core. As you go down and start looking him over, you can tell that for some reason he is emanating some sort of magic. You can't place exactly what kind of magic it is, but from what you can tell, he's just a regular Hylian. He shouldn't be putting off any sort of magic.
have you eaten anything weird? Had some unfathomable horrors cast on you?
Well, funny you say that. Let's
And you
see
didn't
here.
think to mention this when you started making things glow sooner.
Nothing bad happened before. So, well, if I remember right, I believe I drank a potion at some point, but it was a regular potion. The only other thing that happened was like my mouth was bound with magic. From what the people that were in the this is gonna be hard to explain now. I was captured in a dungeon that I'd snuck into that had just opened. There was a group of adventurers that had found me captured, but at some point I had a curse put onto me, and one of them mentioned something about it being Sheikah related. And then and then somebody ripped it off. Even though it was apparently very dangerous to have done that.
You're fine.
All that time I spent in the library, do I know shit about cheek or curses?
It's actually pretty easy for you to figure that out. Go ahead and roll me for your experience. It's not a humongously high roll. To a 10. You do know that the Sheikah are a ancient race that is here in Hylia, similar to the Hylians and things of that nature. They've been around since long ago. You don't know where the Sheikah would be. You've never seen one yourself, but from your knowledge of them, they are they at least used to be a very advanced race that used magical runes and curses and a lot of their item crafting and magical spells. There's also lost technology inside of mostly throughout Hyrule, and a lot in the dungeons that only Sheikah seem to be able to manipulate and use. They are a very complicated magical race. If he's been cursed by a Sheikah, then you're pretty sure you don't want to waste your magic powder on it.
Well, I'm just gonna put a hand on his shoulder. Let's hope you don't explode.
So far I haven't.
It might only be a matter of time.
Ronan's just back there like, magic's weird.
Make the most of it while you have life.
I know all these words.
I always do. But as far as I can tell, I think it only made me a little more tired after it was ripped off. So...
Yeah, let's just hope that doesn't get worse before we get out of here. I don't want to have to drag you.
yeah.
I'd
I'd rather not be dragged. That's fine.
You see that
What's
Z
up?
kind of starts floating around a little bit, and she seems to start doing the thing where she says "hiff hiff" over and over again.
You got a hip or something?
Hiff hiff, hiff hiff.
What's up?
I was looking for any sort of magic that I could find off of Marco over here, but I couldn't really get a grip on what it was. But whenever I was extending myself trying to find out what it could be, I got a hiff of some magic this way.
Oh,
Hip of
wow.
magic, you say? All right, well...
If this is some sort of a dungeon, there has to be an entrance somewhere. I mean, this kind of smells like an entrance, but there's a big rock in the way, and there's some sort of a skeleton with unfinished business. So honestly, I don't really feel like we should mess with it.
Not yet, anyway.
Got a point.
Let's see if we can find a way that does not involve moving a giant boulder.
Yeah.
I will warn you, I think I can also smell hiff 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 hiff. Maybe some monsters? Maybe? Everything here seems pretty dead.
Well, I mean, there's one way to find out, I guess.
Yep.
Not going this way.
She begins to start floating off in this direction. She just starts like circling around over here as you guys approach. Upon you guys approaching in that direction, you guys look off to find more slate-like areas of like seemingly dilapidated and destroyed hallways. You guys make your way inside of it. Is there anything else you guys would like to do in this room before you leave?
Nothing jumps on my mind.
Not especially.
Okay. The skeleton moves and goes to stab you. No. There is 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. Gallon, since you're the one that is not exhausted right now, why don't you roll me a d4 real quick?
1, 2, D4. I declare a thumb war. 2.
All right, that's fine. Believe that's the yep. Bing. This was supposed to be this right here was supposed to like not show up, but it did, so I don't know what to say.
Well, you
It's like
see,
some
we have to get
alcohol,
ogre
right?
strength and break the wall to get into that obvious secret room.
That's not a secret room. That's nothing. That's nothing. You guys find your way into another, a large area. As you guys step in, you find looking down in front of you what appears to be a bunch of spikes stabbing upward from the ground. This is obviously a trap, but the trap has already been sprung. Looking around the room, there's more scorch marks, and some of the areas around here seem to have been snapped off and crushed. This trap has either already been sprung, or whenever this hall collapsed, the trap itself was triggered. But it is still somewhat of a hazard, as you know you don't want to get stabbed by those.
I'd rather not be.
Beyond it, you see what appears to be the room kind of cornering off and going off in another direction. But you also see what appears to be some runes around a skull with some sort of a, you're hoping not a brain sticking out from the top.
Oh boy. So there are runes over there. I can see that. I can clearly see the magic.
Man,
Whatever that is.
finally be able to practice all that those 3 solid months of nothing but runic literature.
You feel like you could potentially see what they are if you can get closer to them, Galen. But you know,
Yeah.
there's a big old pit in the way. It's around a 12-foot jump if you were to try to jump it. You do know that, Galen, you're not one for physical activity.
I am absolutely not.
But you
And,
know, it's
how
just
deep
12
is it?
feet. It's just 12 feet. You'll probably be fine. It's not that deep. Again, this entire area seems like it collapsed. It is around 10 foot deep.
Looking at the wall, would it be more feasible to climb down while not stepping on spikes and then go and maneuver through them?
You could try. It will take longer.
So anyway,
I don't think I
I'm
can
gonna try and
time
learn
right
jump it.
You're gonna try to jump it.
All right, let's see what happens.
All right. I was making sure if you put that feather on or not.
Oh yes, I put on a long time ago.
This is around a 12-foot gap. You do not need to roll very high for this. Rolling finesse with your disadvantage.
Yep. Let's see here. Ooh, 12. Let's just hope I get higher than a 12. 11? That's not bad either. That's a 14.
You are
Or
perfectly fine to jump
15.
this. As you go to jump it, you guys both see that as he jumps, he seems to jump in a very, very strange way. Again, Ronan, you are physically adept. You know when people jump the way they're supposed to. He seems to do like a flip as he jumps over, as if this was absolutely nothing from to him. You've never seen a Hylian do something like that. He kind of looked like how you've seen some of the Zora racers do when they go up the waterfalls and jump back from them.
Whew,
That is impressive.
thank you.
Yeah, it's
No.
totally him, totally you, right, Marco?
Yeah, totally me. It's my feather, damn it. They get to know when I let them know.
Alright, now for the rest of us who can't do flips in the air.
We'll be
It's
fine.
not gonna stop me from trying.
Do you want to try to jump?
You could try to jump, or you could
Sure.
jump down carefully. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be too hard to climb up.
Roll me for physique. It's not that hard of a roll, but you will have disadvantage.
I'm gonna put a Zork inspiration in.
You're like, nah, fuck this. That guy jumped. I don't want to not jump.
Oh no.
That's a 10 altogether.
Alright, that's a 10 plus 2. So
Well, did you roll this?
do I have to roll this?
Yeah, you have to roll this for your decide if you're gonna have a +2 or +1.
Oh.
If it's 1 to 3, you get a +1. If it's 4 to 6, you get a +2. You get a +1.
Okay, cool.
So that's
So
all
it's a
together an
10.
11.
I'm not
And
gonna make this shit.
this is altogether.
Higher,
Altogether, it was
so-
an 11. You're fine.
Cool.
This is just a 12-foot jump. This isn't that bad.
Okay, cool.
You jump up. As you do, you kind of like jump against the wall to give yourself a little bit more of a more leeway. You kind of like slide down slightly and push off and jump off as well. Gallon, they have left you behind.
I'm gonna go the nice, safe, and slow way.
You see that Z looks down at the thing, takes like a little bit back, and then goes ah, and flies over.
You're a treat.
Gallon, you're gonna climb down.
Yeah.
Gallon, you're gonna take like 5 minutes to get down there, kind of like avoid some of these spiky things. There's like some more sharp like spikes in the ground a little bit, but you're being careful about it. So you're
Oh wait,
take,
while
like...
I'm down there,
Mm-hmm.
can I use a little fire to like light things up and see if there are any bodies down here?
Oh, definitely. As you bring out some flames, you look around. Some of these spikes are definitely used. However, looking around at them, you see that the spikes themselves seem to not be made out of stone, but instead bone.
These spikes made of bone.
Mm-hmm. Which means that this is some very big bones.
What were these bones made from? No, I'm all right.
You okay down there? Need
Yeah,
some help?
everything's fine.
Gallon.
These are just bones.
Gallon, roll
Right
me
after
for
the-
your diligence while you're down there.
He has. Oh no, he
Roll
does.
me, roll me for your great diligence while you're down there, Gallon.
Oh no,
Fantastic diligence.
Ooh, that's
16.
pretty good.
it's real good.
Gallon, as you look around down there, though, among the bodies you do find, what appears to be a satchel that has a couple of these boys in it.
Ah, nice.
What are these boys?
They're beside you.
Let me look. Oh yay! Those will go in my rupee bag.
You find a small ripped satchel. Inside, you see that there are some rupees and things inside. Most everything else is dilapidated and destroyed. There are some scorch marks around it, but you find 7 rupees inside. You
Why is
drop them.
everything burned?
You drop them into your rupee bag, and they seem to dissipate into your small rupee bag.
Big wallet, thank you.
Sorry, your big wallet. My bad.
Dress it properly. Its name is Bradley.
But yes, everything so far has been scorched as fuck. So
Yeah, it's just giant bones of I don't know what. Some people fell down here. Yeah, I'm just really glad I didn't jump, and I'm gonna be climbing out the other side now.
good?
While Gallon was climbing, do you guys do anything, or do you wait for him to get up?
I'd have waited for him to get up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to get anywhere closer to that to the rune thing.
What do you mean?
It's like I see that, I see it, I see you. You're valid. I don't want to go near you yet.
Do you guys want to make your way over now that Gallon's up, or do you guys just want to keep going down the hall?
I mean, it's right there.
I'm gonna
Looks
try
cool
to
and
read it.
spooky.
What's
Very
up, Gallon?
spooky.
I'm gonna try and read the runes.
You guys make your way over toward it. As you do, you see that Z tries to fly over at it and seems to collide with something, and then goes.
Oh,
As
okay.
you see that there appears to have been a wall erected there that seems to be invisible.
Hmm.
That's so cool.
Looking
He touches
beyond this wall, this one corner area seems to be the only area that is not scorched in this room.
Gee, I wonder why.
And yeah, Gallon, as you look down toward the runes that are down here, these are 100% protective runes. They are meant to protect a certain area. See if you can gather anything else from them though. Roll me for your experience.
Touching.
Also, you have a
force
fleeting, so go ahead and roll twice.
Oh, nice. I'm glad I got a fleeting. I get to roll twice.
Marco's just shoving his face up against it, like, let me in.
9 plus 1, that is
I
a
don't wanna
10.
go in.
You can't gather much else from them, but you will. I will say that upon looking at all of these, you will be able to remember them if you see them again.
Am I able to mess with them at all? Deactivate them? Try to get to the creepy skull?
Looking at them to see if you can deactivate them. Roll me for your This would be another experience. See if you can do anything. You have another fleeting, by the way. That's an 18. Alrighty.
19.
You make your way. You make your way forward. You start kind of like scratching at the sides of these things. You look at these and you're like, this was made by somebody who knows what they're doing. However, this is also really fucking old, and you just kind of scratch at one. And as you start scratching at it, you're like, yeah, you could destroy the fuck out of this barrier.
So I'm gonna stop before I destroy the barrier. Look at those two.
Don't
Do you
destroy
wanna
the
check out the
barrier.
skull?
I like touching it first, but secondly, there's probably a reason why it's up.
That's
You know
true.
that thing over there? You
Man,
see
look
that
at all
thing?
those those jars though that could have things inside of them.
But you see that thing with the hopefully not brain? I think that's probably dangerous.
Or it's valuable and they don't want you getting it.
That's
just
true.
what they want you to think.
But we still don't know anything about the scorch marks, though.
Listen, this whole place has been burnt to back. This corner is like one of the 3 places here that hasn't
Does
been burned.
this thing, I mean, it looks like, is this perfectly representative?
It is a very large skull.
Okay. Does it look like a dragon skull like it does here?
It kind of.
Mm.
It looks like some sort of a dragon or potentially a demon.
You know, on second thought, I'm starting to think this could be where all that stuff came from, maybe.
What?
Flap, flap, flap.
I mean,
Hey.
looking at the scorch marks, do they come in particular directions? Do they look like they're coming out from this area?
No.
Oh, well, what do I know? I'm not a dungeoneer.
I'm not either.
Well,
You
let's
wanted-
see.
Take it down. Let's do it. I say let's do it.
You guys can either take it down or you can keep going throughout the dungeon.
Are you still against?
I mean, if y'all two want to do it, like, majority rules in my book.
Tiny Fairy, what is your opinion?
She hides inside Ronan's bag.
Or on his
Guys, it's us all. It's time to break the barrier.
You go over toward it. You begin to scuff up the barrier again. Just kind of, you feel like this is so old and so not worth your time. You just kind of like scuff it up with your shoe. You're just like, yeah, whatever. You get
Running someone's goddamn sandcastle.
you have your wand at the ready in case you need it. The rest of you kind of like get ready for anything as this thing goes away. As soon as it does, you guys see that the eyes of this thing begin to somewhat light up as the runes disappear. However, as soon as the eyes light up, the skull seems to open its mouth, and there appears to be
Oh.
a shit ton of rupees inside of its mouth.
Oh. So, trap. I'm gonna look for traps for this, because beyond just the barrier and a bunch of money, this is like, seems pretty seems pretty much too good to be true.
Oh yeah, right. You're right. This money is all so dangerous. In fact, I'll spare you the pain.
So
roll me
anyway,
diligence. You roll regularly because you're treasure sense.
I have a fleeting.
Okay, go ahead.
I have one fleeting. Let's do this. 9. And let's see here. So 9 plus 6, that's 11.
The 9 plus 6.
What the fuck?
I mean, 9 plus
That's a 15.
It's 9 plus
fucking
2.
I meant to say 11. Like
You begin to search around the area, seeing if there's any sort of traps around here. As you do notice that the jars around it seem to be full of some very foul-smelling liquids. But there's nothing that seems to set anything off or break the jars at all. There doesn't seem to be any traps.
Cool. Gonna yoink a gold one of these bad boys.
Oop.
Hell yeah.
Nothing
Anything
happens.
happen? Nothing happens? Cool. Gonna just go ahead, just grab the silver one here. Mm-hmm. Just gonna,
I will remind
Just,
you, these things are around the size of your fucking head.
Yes. into my bag they go.
You know, I have a magic wallet that holds 500 rupees.
There's more than 500 rupees here, my boy.
Yeah, so let's get 500 in the bag first.
You can go ahead and grab them.
I will say, Gallon, for you, it might be a good idea to grab all of the tiny ones if you're gonna take them, like the 5 ones, because you can carry more tiny ones than you can big ones. However, you could also just grab the big ones. It doesn't matter. What do you want to do, Gallon? How are you filling up your bag?
How much is each worth again?
The blue ones are worth 5, and the silver ones are worth 100, and the gold ones are worth 300.
Shit.
You have 50. You have. Hold on, let me get the other ones that you got.
I'll be right back. There's food.
That's fine.
That's
Currently
fine.
you have 50, 60. Yep, 63 currently in your wallet.
Yeah, I'm gonna...
You do
Alright,
know
good
that
for-
they can also carry some because they also
Yeah.
have bags, and you could throw away some of those crystals if you want.
Alright, so, this is 20.
Mhm.
These together are
400.
400.
That would be as much as can fit in your wallet. Because if you put another silver in, then you couldn't fit anything else in.
The purple is how much again?
50.
Right.
There are purple ones.
Yeah, I have a purple one in my bag already.
Oh,
Goddamn doing math.
Okay. Ronan, would you like to grab any of these? You have some room in your wallet, or in your bag. I mean, you have a lot of room in your bag. To be fair, you have the most room in
Sure.
your bag.
sure. I'll grab one or two. What? I don't know what they're worth.
The gold ones are 300. The silver ones are 100.
Okay. And how much can I fit?
They each take up 2 spaces in your bag, so you can fit
Okay.
1,
So it's not
2,
okay.
3. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can fit 4 in your bag currently. If you move this, maybe you can fit more. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, you can just fit 4.
Okay.
You want to carry the 4 gold rubies?
Sure, man.
You guys can divvy these up when you get to a town. It's fine.
Yeah.
And Marco's going to grab some of these as well. Marco has some room too, so if you'd like to, you could give him one of those, so you guys can split up some of these.
Sure.
And we'll throw the 1 rupees at Marco too, unless you're putting those in your bag.
No, they'll ruin the room of my bag.
Oh,
if
they
I
will?
could fit all the blues in, if the three get mixed up, yeah, I wouldn't be able to fit a blue in if I kept the 3.
Ah, gotcha.
Opens up bag. Hey, watch out in there. Drop stuff in.
Just throws 3 rupees on the ground.
Throws them back out.
Here you go, Skull. It's my charity to you.
This is my house now.
Let's see here.
I'm realizing, am I the only one with a rupee bag?
Currently?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. I mean, it was before the backstory games happened, but I remember you saying they were going to start with 100 rupee bags.
I ended up not doing that because that seemed unfair because you had to buy yours.
Now I carry all the money.
Technically, Ronan has the most money currently.
Listen, I carry exactly $500.
I carry exactly $900.
1, 2,
You win this round, Fishman.
3, 4. There is unfortunately 1 rupee you guys cannot carry.
Oh,
put it in the
no.
skull. For whoever comes by.
They just see a single fucking rupee in the skull.
They just see $1.
Hey, can you set the room back up again? That'll be hilarious.
I wish I could.
By the way, Ronan, we're gonna say that this space here, like over here, this little area here where this question mark is right now, in your bag.
Yeah.
We're gonna say that this space here is being taken up by the fairy right now.
Okay.
We divvied up all the money. We decided to have Ronan carry most of it because he could.
Okay.
And you got a good amount as well. You got 401.
Nice.
Ronan is carrying 900 because he's carrying most of the gold ones.
901. Thank you.
and Jake has basically maxed out his wallet.
I'm putting exactly $500 in my bag.
Nice.
And you guys had 1 left over that you couldn't carry, so they put it back in the skull.
Just sit down and tenderly put it in the mouth of the skull.
Classy.
As you put it into the skull, you see that as you put it in, Gallon, the brain-like structure that's there seems to throb slightly.
Ugh.
You good? You made a noise there.
I'm gonna look at the brain now.
The brain throbs.
Yeah. This brain still works. Or something.
Gross.
Yeah, ugh.
Good
Why
for
is it
you.
throbbing now as opposed to before?
It seemed to throb whenever you place something inside of it.
Well, alright then.
Well, I don't think.
I must like money, I guess.
Well,
Don't we all?
seeing as it's just 1 rupee as opposed to like the hundreds that we got, he'll go ahead and put the extra rupee in as well.
It seems to throb slightly.
Hell yeah. Also, these pots over here smell foul.
Yes.
Ugh.
There is some foul liquid inside these pots.
What happens if you, like, poke the brain? I want to poke it.
You want to poke the brain?
I'm gonna step
Yeah.
back.
You reach forward and poke the brain. It seems to respond to your touch as it seems to throb.
Yeah, that thing just likes throbbing a whole bunch. That's a crazy throbbing brain. I don't see what else there is to do with it.
Hello, Mr. Brain Skull thing.
As you say hello to it, Marco, you see that for a moment, the eyes begin to light up again. As if it acknowledged you're speaking to it.
Oh. Hello. Thank you for the rupees. I hope you like these. And, yeah, I think that this is probably about the time that we leave. Let's go, my friends. Thank you again.
As you
Hey,
go
Giant Skull, do you know the way out?
Yeah, that's a good question, actually.
the eyes to it seem to somewhat open, like glow once again. As you say that, the skull seems to tip back slightly as it seems to look upwards.
Ah, that makes sense.
You look up and you see again very destroyed and dilapidated walls and ceilings and broken pieces of. You're not getting up that way.
If only there was another waterfall.
As it looks over towards you, which of you would it be? Let me go ahead and roll. Ronan,
Oh,
roll me for your spirit
okay,
with disadvantage, of course.
sure. Hit. Oh
Pretty
boy.
good. It's pretty good.
That was really close to being upsetting.
I'm good. It's good to know that a 2 isn't upsetting to you.
Well, I mean, it's upsetting, but that would have been really upsetting.
Ronan, you cannot fight against this. As you're looking at the brain, it seems to throb slightly, and you almost hear it throbbing in your head. As it says, the song. No one else hears that.
The song? What are you talking about?
Nobody said anything.
What
What
you,
song?
what do you mean no one's saying anything? I've just heard... Did you not hear that?
No.
No. Are you feeling okay?
I'm not sure. I mean, no, I'm not, obviously. Look at me. But
Play
also,
the song.
play the song? What song?
The eyes then stop glowing.
Well,
This
you
thing-
have an instrument.
I mean, yeah, but it's telling me to play a song. I don't know what song it wants to hear.
Maybe it just wants any kind of song.
Are there any like writings around on the walls or like on anywhere near this thing?
Nowhere near this thing, no. There's still an entire rest of the dungeon, though.
It
It seems to say play the song, not a song, I will say.
yeah. I don't know what song it wants, and I don't think there's anything around here that'll tell us. So maybe if we find it, we can come back here? I don't know. It says the song, so must be a pretty specific one.
Make no mistakes.
Okay. No mistakes. Gotcha. A few brain in a skull.
Well,
This is weird.
The mouth closes, and as you see the mouth close, looking in the teeth of the mouth, the rupees seem to disappear.
Alright, play the
That is
song.
so
I'm guessing to
cool.
the skull. Let's go deeper and find out what the song is.
Yeah, I want to know what the song is. That's interesting. I like songs.
I do too. Let's go. Adventure.
The only song that matters. Oh, there once was a hero named Ragnar the Red.
Anyway, shot down by lightning.
You guys leave the runic area. The runes do not return. You have destroyed them, and none of you know exactly how to put them back. You again, you know the letters, Gallon. You just don't know how to put them there and how to make them glow.
I don't know how to make them glow. I can write them, sure. I don't know how to make them glow.
As you guys turn the corner, heading further into the dungeon, you guys look over toward the left-hand side of this as you guys are going. As you see that the left-hand side of this dungeon doesn't seem to have as many scorch marks as the right, so that's good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean-
that's pretty neat.
I mean, I
why?
don't see anything that could make scorch marks.
It seems
yeah.
like looking at it. Why don't you roll me for your diligence, Gallon, since you want to know why?
Hey goddess, can you take the wheel?
Using a goddess point, you look at the side over there, just kind of like noting that there's no scorching on this side. You look on the right side, as you see there seems to be some heavy scorching. However, you do see it somewhat fades as you look around here. It seems as if the scorching has came from the hallway you guys just left, as if the scorching had came from the skeleton that you had seen before. That seems to be the origin of whatever scorched this place.
I think the little guy did this. Or, well, something's sitting next to it.
Oh, all
Oh.
right.
Well, I'm glad that we did not touch it then.
Yep, that's good.
I'm glad our little fairy friend didn't set it off somehow.
What do you mean?
I'm not saying that you would have done it on purpose, but we don't understand magic, you see.
I understand magic.
Yeah, correction. You don't understand magic.
This magic. Haha, I got you there.
You're mean.
No, I'm not mean. I was pointing to
Gotcha.
our
You're
little friend.
mean.
Oh well. Adventure.
Do you guys want to keep going?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
As you guys go forward, roll me another d4 there, Gallon, since you're the one that doesn't have any exhaustion and stuff currently. If you get a 2, reroll.
4.
Ah, it's a 4. Oh, okay, good.
Did you also roll
wow,
your
this
super dice?
This is soon.
Yeah, accidentally.
This is very soon. I believe it is. No, that's the other one. This one. Very, very soon.
Oh, I hear porks.
That's my mom's new dog.
There's a squeaky toy in your background.
On.
Let's scale this shit up. You guys find yourselves. They're just fucking barking back there. You guys find yourselves looking into a gated room. As you look into it, you see what appears to be some very shining pillars throughout the entire area. They seem to let off a shine in all directions. However, looking at them closely from this side, the light that seems to come off of it seems to be very much physical. Looking at these, Gallon, roll me for Gallon and Marco, roll me for your experience.
A disadvantage, I assume, again?
Yes, with you.
Okay.
I will go
3.
and destroy that tiny dog.
11.
And
11 plus
so 11.
2.
So that
13.
Looking at these, Marco, you're immediately perplexed, as these appear to look like they are pedestals that you usually see Beamos on. Which means that this light that seems to be physical seems to be laser.
Oh, guys, don't step in the room. Those are lasers.
What's that?
That light, it's laser beams.
Are those
They're
bad?
from Beamos, I believe you said? DM
Beamos.
Sama?
Yes.
Beamos.
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 Okay, that sounds dangerous.
Usually, there is a thing with an eye on top of it that spins around and shoots lasers at things. These seem to not have those. They just seem to be spitting lasers everywhere. The lasers seem a lot shorter because of this, not focused at all. But each of these seems to be basically beheaded Beamos.
The best way to describe them would be beheaded Beamos. Usually on top of the pedestals, big ol' eyes. They shoot lasers, but we gotta be careful here. They're still very dangerous.
So don't step in the solid light.
Yes.
It looks like you can probably just go straight through without stepping in any of the light. There are ways you guys can avoid the lights if you guys want to go forward, or you guys can go back and try to find another room.
But there was no other room.
There is technically 2 other rooms, but you'd have to find them anyway.
We don't know there are other rooms.
That's true.
Well,
you guys want to go forward?
First
Sure.
off, I'm gonna pick up a rock and mark the wall over here.
Mhm.
You know, we've only gone in one direction so far, so he hasn't felt like marking the walls.
Do you guys want to open the gated doors?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You guys turn the handles and move the doors outward. As the door seems to open up and kind of go off in like a this direction, the laser cuts the door.
Okay. There.
There you go. You understand?
I
why
understand perfectly.
Why don't you guys show me a path you guys want to go? How about one of you draws me out a path using the draw tool.
Oops. Me.
Okay.
you got the Zorka boy. You're a pathfinder.
Duh. Duh.
Okay. There are a couple of places you'll have to be careful about going that path, but that is definitely a good path. Do you guys trust the Zorka boy and going down that path?
Yeah, especially when he's going first.
It's like there's only this doorway out this way. There are no like other like things in the room beyond the pedestals. Just to give
There
a
doesn't
good look?
seem to be.
Okay then.
Would you like to check going off into the room?
Yeah, may as well. Let's see
Why
what
don't you roll me for your diligence at a regular roll for your treasure sense?
Hell yeah, let's do it, my boy. Treasure sense, here we go.
That is an 8 altogether. Looking around the room as you guys kind of step out, Ronan begins to go forward on the path he thinks is safe. You kind of like look out. As you do, you notice that there seems to be around here a slab of wall that seems to be discolored from the other slabs. Looking around the room some more, you can't see anything else with an 8.
Guys, when we get over to here, we need to alter our path a little bit.
Oh?
That wall over there, I sense some treasure. And what I mean by that is it's slightly discolored from the rest of the walls. There's something there.
Gallum, would you like to walk after them?
Yeah.
You guys make your way forward as Marco's telling you this. You make your way forward a little bit. Ronan, as you get here, I would like you to roll me for your finesse once you get there. It's you're fine. It's fine. Just roll me for your finesse. You're good. You're a good boy.
Which, they're not called that anymore, but I'm still calling them that.
It's fine.
That's 9 altogether.
Did you roll this?
Oh wait, no, fuck. Yeah, fuck. I forgot to roll for that. So yeah,
Ooh.
9.
All right. You feel the heat from the laser around there. As you do, you step off to the side of it, just narrowly avoiding a part of the laser that seems to jet out a little bit further than you would have expected.
Okay, watch out for that one.
You warn the other two; they seem to take that warning. They will not have to worry about going in that laser's path. As you guys get to the first turn, Ronan, you look back just to see those two following you after you. As you guys look back toward the path you guys have taken, you guys note that the floors seem to somewhat darken in color as you have walked over them.
Oh. Okay. I have no idea what this means.
Have I seen something like this before, DM Sama?
Roll me experience.
Here we go. Disadvantage. Let's go. You know what? I'm gonna do a thing.
What do you want to do?
I'm gonna Uh, I'm gonna go ahead and just use a goddess point for advantage here.
You could also potentially use the goddess's guidance if you'd like.
Goddess's guidance. That's right. That's a thing I can do.
Do you want to do that?
Yes.
Because I need to know exactly how much information you're going to get from this in particular. The other one was a very easy roll. Go ahead and roll me for your spirit without disadvantage. Okay, I'll give you the base stuff. As you look back, you remember hearing before about certain room layouts and things in dungeons. Looking back, the fact that the floor has changed colors either means that it's a trap, that you should not step on it again, or stepping on it again will reset the puzzle. It appears that no matter what, going back over what you've treaded on is probably a bad idea.
All right, so we can't go back.
Well, you can't take the same path.
We can't say that we cannot take the same path we've already walked on. Effectively doesn't count for multiple people walking the same path, or else we'd be in a lot of trouble. We might need to refigure out the pathing, because I figured that we were just gonna go grab the thing and go back, but yeah, either it's a trap if we touch them again, or it resets the puzzle in the room.
We could probably find a way to loop back around to the main path from your way. I don't think it should be too much of a worry.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine.
All right. Do you guys go? You guys will probably go all the way to here, I'm guessing, at least?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
You guys get to there. Where exactly do you guys want to go? Do you want to go toward the thing over there, or do you guys want to go on the path that Ronan originally wanted to go on?
You draw it.
I'm not using the line tool. And wait, are the lines here on the thing? Are they like important?
No, those just show the edges of the slabs.
Okay, cool. So from here to here to there, and then from the looks of it, it just looks like pretty much a straight shot.
You could go straight shot.
Bam, 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 into there. There we go. That looks like a good path. What do
Is
you guys
everybody
think?
good with that path?
Looks good to me.
All right. Boop, 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 boop. Everything seems fine.
Looks good.
Let me go ahead and there you go. As you guys get around here, you guys check out the I'm guessing you guys check out the discolored little section over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys check out the discolored area and find bing. Bing.
Da-da-da.
You guys find what appears to be 25 rupees inside.
Cool. Carry this.
You guys want to do anything with it?
Get rid of the green one.
I mean, you know what? That's actually fair.
Get rid of the green one. You're trading $1.
I already
for
did.
5.
Give it to me. I already gave him.
You have
The
room
green one.
for one more. You have room for one of these, Marco.
I'll take the red one.
I'll take the blue one.
Boop.
Swap it for my green rupee.
Okay. What are you doing with the green rupee?
Just gonna put it back in. Put it in where I got the blue one.
Perfect. Where you guys want to go now? I will say that since both of you had to grab things, you are currently here right now, Ronan. Where would you guys like to go?
All right, hold up. Oh, you got it. cool.
Hey. Everybody's doing stuff in this puzzle. Hey. I'm guessing you guys understand the trick to this.
Yeah.
Fucking the line and go to the door.
Avoid the lasers.
If you guys got too close to the lasers that are exceedingly white, like the one that's like right here, then you guys have to make finesse checks.
Mhm.
But since you guys have been dodging those specifically, I'm guessing you guys understand the puzzle.
Yeah.
The only confusing part of the puzzle has been like the map dividers between the bright lights.
Yeah, throwing off a little bit.
As you guys reach all the way to the end, because there's no other problems with your pathing, you guys find yourselves all the way to the end of the room.
Yeah, go team.
We did it.
If you guys would have went the original path, the only other problem you would have had would have been right here.
Oh.
But yes, you guys go forward. You open up the doors. They open inwards. So again, this door gets fucking destroyed by this laser.
That is just terrible dungeon design. Like,
You have to wonder who makes these places.
You know, they probably set up the doors like they didn't activate it until after the doors were closed. So I get it.
Well, I'm thinking about it like this. Originally, there were BMOS on each of these.
Ah, yes, BMOS were here. They would not normally hit the doors. So something decapitated a room of BMOS.
Let's not think about it too hard. Let's just keep going.
Yeah.
By the way, when we step out of the room, do they still stay unglowed?
As soon as you open up the other door, all of the light seems to dissipate.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Darkness.
No, it's a dark, spooky dungeon. Onward.
You go forward. I'm not gonna have you guys roll because you guys rolled the 4 last time, which means you only had to go through this one to get to the first big room.
And then I marked the wall again. Because, you know.
We've been
That's a
walking
thing
in
I
a
do.
straight line. How are we gonna get lost?
You never know, man.
There are things. Again, in between each room, there is a little bit of a section of hall that goes through, and you guys don't really see any other pathways. I haven't said there's any other pathways. Doesn't mean there isn't any other pathways, but you guys don't usually see any other pathways.
It's not just for us.
a
If we
little-
die.
A little bit up from here, you guys pass your way going into another hall, and this hall seems to be going upward. It seems to be going into an incline of sorts. As this thing seems to incline, you guys see what appears to be boop, a set of stairs leading up to another room. This was connected to the light room because there's a lot of light in it.
Thanks, I hate it.
As you guys step up into this area, you find what appears to be a cracked floor with light streaming up from it. Looking further in, you see what appears to be a wall with a bunch of runic letters at the base of it, and stepping in again, like you can kind of almost feel the floor shifting beneath your feet. Looking into these cracks, you see that light is coming up from it. You cannot see a bottom.
So
God.
anyway, we need to be very careful here to not fall through into a light void.
Looking at the very end of the hall, at the wall that seems to be there, you guys see what appears to be a large slab of some sort of stone or metal that seems to be embedded into the wall. As you look at this large slab of stone or metal, it seems to have a triangle-like shape. However, it seems to be somewhat broken.
That's a huge bitch.
It's only huge because I made it be huge. You guys see what appears to be a triangle-like object off to the side of this. As you look around it, there also seems to be writing all around. Ronan, Looking all around this thing, there appears to be musical notes all around it.
Oh. Oh, maybe this is what that thing was talking about.
Oh.
The song. Maybe we can figure out what that is here. How do we not fall into a light void?
They seem to not be that big of a cracks, but again, you know.
If I go over towards it and like stomp my foot down, does it seem like it falls?
You see a bit of tiny like rocks that seem to be on the edge of this thing seem to fall in. And again, as you're walking, the whole area doesn't feel amazingly sturdy, but you stomping down doesn't seem to do anything.
Okay, if I try to step over the crack, does anything happen?
You step over the crack?
Oh, okay. I guess it's not like BMOS light. All right.
All right, let's go over.
Seems safe enough.
You approach the area. Do the rest of you follow?
Yep. I'm just gonna go over the thinnest crack.
You guys approach what appears to be this large metal looking triangle. It seems to be very dark, very much looking like it is scorched over. And again, there are large cracks all the way through it, as if it has been broken. As each of you approach it, you guys feel a strong desire to touch it. As you guys approach, again, just looking at this thing, you guys feel a strong just urge to make it yours. As each of you almost just salivate at the thought of touching it. That's not weird at all. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no. You know, I'm just... You know, it's time to not stare at it anymore.
Ronan and Marco, what are you guys doing? Marco looks like he's wanting to go forward, but Ronan seems like he's going forward. Gallon,
I'm fighting it.
Gallon, you just like look away, like no, fam, no, I'm good. No, this is fine.
Fuck temptation. I am the great. I am the best.
What are they doing?
Marco and Ronan, you guys touch it. Nothing seems to happen, but the two of you do not release it, and neither do you think about releasing it. You guys just kind of stand there touching it. You don't even say anything. You're just touching it, man. It's great. This is a great thing. You love this thing. This is a great thing.
I like this thing. I want this thing.
Gallon, you and Z are just kind of like away from it. Z is just kind of like floating around you. Like,
They're just touching it. They're not doing. What's going on? What are we?
You're not looking. You're just like, I don't fucking know, man.
Listen. Z, all I understand is I have the uncontrollable urge to touch it and make it mine when I look at it. Which means it's probably magic and bad, and I don't want to deal with that.
Okay, what do we do?
Cal's gonna try and walk backwards towards it and see if the temptation comes back.
The temptation never left.
Okay.
You just didn't act on it like the other two did.
Alright, fantastic. I'm gonna try not look at it and try and like touch that and pull them away. Like, come on guys, get your heads on straight.
You reach back to try to pull one of them away. I need you to roll me for your diligence.
You have a bunch
God,
of
you're worth the effort.
you have a bunch of fleeting though.
You're gonna use this?
Oh, I have
How many
fleeting.
fleeting?
You have one fleeting. Now you have two. You have two fleeting. Do you still want to use this?
No.
Yeah, that was much point.
Go ahead and roll 3 times. First roll,
18.
16.
13. 13.
I'm gonna go ahead and have you hold on to the one that fake person just gave you, because we already knew that 16 was pretty good. You reach back, you feel the urge as you go to touch Marco to just forget about Marco and touch this thing, but you just go, eh, and then you grab Marco. As you go to grab Marco, you try to pull him away. Marco is using all of his strength to stay on this thing. He says nothing as you try to pull him away. Gallon, what do you want to do?
So, looking at it does not make my urge to touch it worse.
No.
Alright, so I'm gonna face him and hit him. Not like I'm gonna punch you in the face, but like backhand, get your head on straight.
You backhand him, nothing happens. I don't even have you roll for that. He's not moving.
This is
Well,
fine.
Dave, I'm out of ideas. I think this is how they die.
Ah,
Might be how all of us die.
you have to do something, Gallon.
Man, that feather is really important to me.
You're right, let's just steal the feather and walk away.
Steal
No.
all our stuff.
Don't get the violin in the bag full of money.
Alright, you know what, God, tell me what to do.
If you're asking God to tell you what to do, you feel an uncontrollable urge to touch the fucking triangle. It's almost
This is
like
why we
these.
don't-
It's almost like these were made by the gods or something.
I'm asking the goddess to tell me what to do, bitch.
You look toward this thing. As you look at it, you see that for a moment, the triangle-like object in front of you seems to give a slight flash of gold all throughout it. As you look at it, you try to think back to what you could even potentially glean from this. As you look at the cracks in the section there, you squint your eyes as you try to make out the symbol. Eventually, you figure out what the symbol means. This is the symbol of one of the three golden goddesses, Din, the goddess of power.
The best one.
You're pretty sure that anything with the golden goddesses on them shouldn't be bad.
So he's just like pacing back and forth. Alright, I either walk away and leave them to their probably doom, or I touch it and suffer whatever consequences the gods have placed here. Unbridled doom, maybe blessings of the gods. Leave and try my chances by myself.
You could definitely leave.
Touch it.
As the three of you touch it, Ronan touched one piece of this broken triangle. Marco touched another piece, and as you go to reach for the same chunk that Marco touched, because it's the closest to you, you just kind of think better of it, and then just get on your tiptoes and touch the top part. Just almost just like, yeah, fuck that, I want to touch my own piece. As you do so, the triangle shatters. The three of you feel the triangle shatter in your hands.
Oh.
All three of you, as soon as you touched it, just basically lost all thoughts of the outside. You three don't know how long you were standing there. Gallon, you probably only stood there a couple of seconds. You don't know.
See, how long were we standing there?
As these things shatter, Gallon, Ronan, you guys shut your eyes. As you do, a flash of a person, some sort of a visage of a person, fills the two of your minds. As you two think toward that person, you feel a connection with them. You don't immediately get a good grip on who it is, but as soon as you feel that connection, the two of you feel stronger, feel much more powerful. Anyway,
Eh,
What a soulmate is?
Marco, as you touch yours, you feel a lot. You feel a lot more dexterous. You feel yourself thinking back to all the times you've went through dungeons and all the times you were just too slow to get anything good because someone beat you to it. You think back to all those times you could just have maybe slipped your way through them whenever they were gloating about finding hundreds of rupees inside of a chest or a sarcophagus, and that all those times you could have had that slight, if you would have had a little bit more courage, you could have just slipped in and just took what you wanted.
Yeah.
Ronan,
Hmm.
you look over the notes in front of you, the notes that cover the wall, and you can almost hear the song inside your head. And Galen, you had asked for the goddess to aid you. You had asked her to tell you what to do in that moment whenever the two of them were completely lost from you. You almost feel a twinge in your mind as the goddess seems to somewhat be present within you. My dudes, here's some new cards.
Oh.
So, Marco, you now have a secondary
God.
class. You have obtained the class of Thief.
Now I'm a thief, chat.
Whenever
I've
you
been waiting.
whenever you whenever you gain this knowledge, you think about all the times you could have potentially taken from those around you, or potentially gotten what you wanted from people who were very boisterous or gloating about things, and you feel as if now, if you were to be in that same situation, you could show them just how good of a spelunker you were and just how bad it is to gloat about what you have in front of someone who's just as skilled as them. When attempting to hide or remove items, a finesse roll must be made against the target. Anyone can do that. However, a thief may attempt the roll with advantage, as long as the one they're targeting has no reason to suspect the thief. Depending on where the item is, the DC of the roll will change. The target may attempt a diligence check against the thief afterward if they fail. And if you do fail, you can add another roll to after failing if you wish to not risk alerting the target. However, that will generate a demon point.
Sounds good to me.
Ronan, that song you see looking in there seems to awaken the powers of a minstrel inside of you. You're not entirely sure, but for some reason you feel a lot closer to your instrument. You feel very much the idea of playing it almost seems to come a lot more naturally to you now, as well as the song in front of you seems to be a song of healing. You look at it and you immediately know the effects of such a song. You can either play the full song, which will take an hour to perform, or you can play a small excerpt from it that'll take around a minute to perform. Depending on which one you do, different effects will happen. And potentially you could try to ease the body and soul of something suffering a great loss or a cursed existence.
Ooh.
Or recover exhaustion, potentially, which is good.
I can pre-form a song to make everyone feel better.
Ah, damn it. Anyway, I'll fix the wording. Shut up. And finally, Galen. you remember in your head just this word that was given to you by the goddess when you touched this area, that same word almost uttered by the face that you saw in your mind. And as you touch it, you feel the powers of a sage awaken inside of you, or at least, to an extent. As you remember this holy word, this rite of the mortal goddess, of course, being the goddess Hylia. You feel as if you can recite this rite to potentially heal those around you by a certain amount. And if you were to add a goddess point to that heal, you can make it a lot more potent. But if you were to add a goddess point to it, then you'll also generate a demon point. You can use this as either an action or a reaction.
Ooh.
I approve. So also, just for quick understanding, it's not that the D4 becomes a D6, it's adding on
Add a D6.
Okay, that's much more dope.
Yeah, very dope. It's a D4 and a D6 if you add a goddess point. Go ahead and take your cards.
Alright, I'll take the Song of Healing. No, I'm kidding.
Bitch, I'll heal you.
Looking back, I should have gone Thief with Witch, so I could just literally play up the Ganon.
As you
Just like,
guys also have that happen to you, each of you, bing, 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 gain 1 point
Heck yeah.
to place in any of your stats. Maximum 3.
Whoa.
You know what? There we go. Perfect.
my brain no more, yes.
Oh, I'll put in my resistance. Heck yeah.
Where'd you put yours in?
Experience.
Hell yeah.
I have brain no more, yes.
What you doing, Ronan?
I'm wondering what would be better, diligence or ability. Probably diligence.
Probably diligence if you're gonna be playing songs and such.
Yeah.
And where'd you put yours, Marco?
I put it in resistance to give it a 2.
Heck yeah, you're gonna gain 1 HP from that.
Hell yeah.
Bing! No longer a 3 heart run for you.
Yay!
As this happens, again, looking back at this, you guys feel this strange connection to whatever it is you guys just grasped. As you guys kind of stand there for a moment, you kind of look over yourselves as each of you look to your hands. On the back of your hands, you guys see for a moment a dark glow in the shape of a triangle appear on the back of your hand.
Oh,
Oh.
cool.
Strange.
That's pretty crazy.
Can you guys tell me how you just made an entire giant thing of metal disappear? And why each of you smell magic now?
Because
know,
magic.
But I'm gonna go backhand both of them.
You backhand
Ow!
both of them.
Do you guys know what self-control is?
No.
Look, man, it looked like a cool thing, and I really wanted it, so I touched it.
Same. And adventure.
Yes, but also the wrath of the gods.
Was that
It
like
was
a god thing?
already broken.
It's not like we broke it. Come on.
It's not like we broke it
Yeah, it was
already.
already broken.
And look,
Also, God,
nothing
what?
happened. In fact, I feel stronger now.
That
My
had the
fingers
that
feel
had
faster.
the symbol of the golden goddess Din.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
that seems. Wow. I don't really know what to say about that. I feel weird and different and stronger.
As you guys stand there, you guys notice that the light begins to leave this room. As the light begins to leave the room, you guys feel your footing begin to get a lot less stable.
Oh,
Alright, you guys later. Time to go.
it's time to book it. I
I
think.
hope I'm faster now, like I thought I hoped I wanted to be.
You guys move yourselves forward beyond this area. As you guys make your way toward the doorway to this place, you guys notice the entire room behind you collapsing.
Ah. Wow.
As you
Hope there wasn't-
guys get to the room that had the Beamos in it, you look back, you're like, "Ha, we're safe." At which point you see that the cracks don't stop where you guys are. They seem to start continuing on into the Beamos room.
Oh, so that's how it is. All right, let's go.
Can't stop, won't
Well,
stop.
it didn't
Are
react.
the lasers still here?
The lasers are not here anymore.
Okay,
Right
booking it.
across, can't stop, won't stop.
The room behind you all begins to snap and crack even more. You guys keep running until you get around to this area. You look back, the hallway behind you is still fine, but those two rooms seem to be completely destroyed.
Aw. There's probably more treasure in there.
Oh, 100% there was. You guys didn't even check the room that had the thing in it.
We didn't get the chance.
You got Gallon had the chance. You guys didn't have to touch it immediately.
I mean, come on.
It was
Already
really
have-
cool.
It
I
was
was
really
in
cool.
college.
100% it was really cool. That's fine. I mean, it's
It was
probably
really cool.
it's
and
fine.
my
Don't-
boy's
You guys can't
impulsive,
carry
you see.
anything else anyway.
We can't,
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
and Marco is very impulsive, as you've seen. So he would not have even thought about not touching the thing that he felt like he wanted to.
As you
what's in the
guys
trouble? Oh, it's the Master Sword.
as you guys look back and just kind of like see that the area behind seems to have collapsed, you guys see some sort of a darkness waving around in the hallway behind. You guys blink and like kind of rub your eyes for a second, and then you see that the hallway continues beyond again.
Oh.
What? Okay, you know
Oh
what?
yeah, the
that's-
halls have been changing ever since you guys started walking through them.
Why didn't you tell us
Oh.
this sooner? That's
I
so
was in a
cool.
bag.
How did you know then?
It just smelled that way.
How
you,
does it
you have
smell?
a very strong nose.
How can you smell a room change? You know what? Never mind. I can imagine now. Hang on.
Magic nose.
No magic.
Different air, magic. I guess has smell. Cool.
It's really bad that we weren't able to look at that song a little bit more closely.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I got it.
You barely
I-
looked at it.
I mean, I feel like I know it.
Are you sure? You said that he said not to make any mistakes.
I mean, I really feel like I know it.
Uh,
I don't know how, because I didn't look at it for that long.
I mean, look at you. You have an instrument. I
That's
trust
true.
you
As
wholeheartedly.
you bring that up, Marco, you point off toward his instrument case. Marco, Ronan, and Gallon, you guys notice that that same triangle-like symbol seems to be on top of your case.
Whoa.
Sick.
That's neat.
Cool. Is it magic now?
I take it out. I want to look at it.
You take out the instrument. As you do, you see that Z seems to like start sniffing at it.
I can smell some fleeting magic about this. I think that it's mostly coming from your case. But I think that for at least a little bit that thing is magical.
Oh.
Why is it made of bone?
That's what we do over in the Zora's domain. It's a thing. But I mean, I feel like I could give it a good try.
She like looks over toward the skull off in the corner.
Well, if you think you can.
I think I can, so I'm gonna give it a shot. You two might want to maybe stand back though, or maybe stand really close. Maybe that's like a better idea. I don't know.
I think I'll stand close in case, I mean, if you die, we're probably all trapped here and gonna slowly starve to death. I think I'd rather take my chances with imminent.
Oh yeah. Do any of you have food?
No, I'm starving actually, which is why we gotta get the heck out of here.
Why do you think I want to leave?
Cool. He will not mention that he's already eaten today. You know, do the math. So that'll be a later thing.
Really go for some of that spicy sauce. All right, here we go.
Oh, you had spicy sauce too?
Yeah.
You never had spicy sauce, Gallon. You had oh no, you had salty
sauce,
sauce.
sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you said mind blank. My bad.
Nah, that's cool. Ronan,
yeah.
do you want to try to play the song?
Yes.
Which part are you playing? Are you playing a small excerpt or are you playing a the full song?
I'm gonna try playing the full song. You two might want to like take a seat or something. This will probably be a while.
Yeah, sure. I'll take a seat.
Why?
Do you guys want to sit? Do you guys want to sit here for an hour?
Sure.
Listen, he's the
It's
one.
like a really long song.
What? But it didn't even look that long on the. It didn't look like a long song.
It was pretty long.
It was pretty long. I don't know music. Who do I look? Who do I look like, a minstrel?
As he begins to play, Ronan, roll me for your diligence. Is today a good day? Is today a good day for playing? Roll it normally too, by the way.
Oh.
Putting in a goddess point.
Okay, roll it twice. Also,
Ooh.
I believe you have a fleeting.
Oh, cool.
You also have another fleeting. You have 2 fleeting.
Okay, cool. I'm not taking away my goddess point.
It's
2,
a 14.
3,
Last roll.
4. So 14 plus 1.
It's a good day. It's a good day for you, man. You don't think you played this well like a lot. Like, holy crap. You're doing good today.
Man, it's weird because I feel friggin' awful.
As you begin to play your song, over the course of the next hour, you just get really fucking into it. And you guys don't have a lot of stuff to do except for listen and watch what's going on. As you guys sit back and watch, you begin to see that he begins to play this song. I would like for both of you, as this is happening, actually, don't even worry about it, Jake. Don't even worry about it. I would like for Emerald to roll me for a resistance, please.
Disadvantage?
No, just roll it. Just roll normally.
3.
You do not recover
5.
1 exhaustion.
Damn. I'm too busy just looking around for more treasure, but there is none to be found in this tiny room. Well, not tiny room, but
on him.
What's that?
Song doesn't work on him.
No, it does not work on him. If you read the Song of Healing, it says that they have to be basically doing nothing else.
Oh, okay.
They have to be listening to the majority of the song while doing little else. He's playing the song, so.
So songs are gonna vary based on a description.
What's up?
No, I was just making a guess of songs are gonna vary based on description. Like some will work on him, some won't.
Yes.
Gotcha.
As you make your way there, also depending on if you guys decide to upgrade certain cards, you can change certain things about them too.
Oh.
So later on, if you decide to upgrade the Song of Healing cards, you could say we could say take away the fact that it doesn't work on you,
Nice.
or we could increase the amount of healing it does, or yada yada yada, different things.
Heck yeah.
As you play this for the next hour, you see that after a short amount of time, after like a minute or so, this thing, the skull begins to like have its eyes light up. It looks as if it is listening very intently to your song.
Mm.
As you make your lowering the DC, you could lower the DC if you upgrade it. The DC is very high because it's lowering an exhaustion. Yeah, that is a big thing. But as it seems to be listening to the song over the course of the hour, you see that it seems to like open its mouth and close its mouth, and it seems to like almost like let off like some slight harmonizing with you. You guys all start to hear it as well, as like almost a chorus seems to come out from its mouth, as if it seems to be very much enjoying the song.
Oh.
As it does this, As it does this, the runes that are left over on the ground shine brightly as it begins to go on. The brain-like part of the of this thing seems to start to dissipate and disappear. You almost see what looked like an eye like appear at the top of it, but seems to dissipate and disintegrate from it. As this thing seems to like let out like a little retching, something seemed to have been inside of the skull. But thanks to the song, it seems to have been destroyed.
Oh.
As the brain-like protrusion inside the cell seems to disappear, it looks over towards you. Thank you. Proceed with caution. As it opens its mouth, you guys see all of the writing begin to fade, and this wall seems to open.
Holy shit. We just
Oh, I wish I knew music now.
I know, right?
Oh well, we have you now, so.
As you guys look over, all of the runic writing and everything about the area over there begins to just fade away. All of the foul-smelling liquid begins to stop smelling so foul.
What's
There was
in
a slight hiccup I noticed, but yeah,
Yeah,
all of the runes over there began to fade, and all the foul-smelling liquids seemed to stop smelling so foul.
Hooray!
Neat.
This wall kind of rose up from where it was at which point you guys hear a rumbling coming from deep inside of that area.
Oh.
Oh.
It did say proceed with caution.
You did say that. Now, there is this new way to go, and that's really cool and interesting, and then there was the way over that way that just was created. However, I recall distinctly that there was a corpse back the way we came, that our little fairy friend said that it was upset.
Definitely. Before you go, though, would you like to roll me for your diligence?
All of us are.
All of you. Yeah, let's go with all of you. Because all of you would notice this, and I don't want to fuck you guys over.
Hooray! Do you want this with disadvantage?
Don't worry. Gallon got it. Gallon got it easily.
Hooray!
You guys notice that even though this area had opened, it seems to be slowly closing.
Oh, so we got to get in there.
Ah.
Alright.
Well, here we
Great.
go. Yeet. I'm glad I didn't actually
Do
throw
you
it.
go in, Gallon?
So we don't get trapped on this side again.
It's
I'm
not.
not sure
It's not closing very quickly, but it is closing. Get in there.
Like, if that took an hour to do that, it'll probably take another hour for the corpse over here.
He probably could have done that with the small version of the song.
I
But-
said make no mistake.
The big version
So
of the
I'm
song
like, I'm going
could
to just play the whole thing.
exactly, and the big version of the song could have gotten rid of an exhaustion. So it's good to do.
Oh well.
You guys make your way inside. As you do, you guys feel more rumbling as you get inside. You guys see in front of you another inclined room. And looking in it, you guys see a shit ton of bones.
Ooh.
So that doesn't look too good.
Like an absolute shit ton of bones.
You can make so many instruments from these.
I don't want to hear that.
They're not fish bones. You don't know.
There might be some fish in there.
There could be some fish in there.
You want to make me
Maybe
able to make like a
that's
cello?
Okay, so, okay, right. I don't know what to do with all this. You
Hip,
guys
hip,
got any
hip,
ideas?
Hiff, hiff.
What you hiffing?
I smell that same smell.
The same smell like from the skeleton out there?
It smells like something in here has hiff 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 hiff. It smells like something in here has unfinished business.
I would wager probably a lot of things in here probably do.
She like flies over one of the bones and just kind of like hovers over it. Just like smells at it.
A lot of these bones are way too old.
Should we try to find the one with unfinished business? I mean, I don't really know what to do with all this mess.
I mean,
There might be something in the middle. What's up?
You could try playing your song again.
I suppose I could try playing the short version.
Do you want to try?
Sure.
You begin to play the short version of your song. The area around is made of very, very solid stone walls, so you hear the echo from your violin as you play it. Upon playing it around this area, you feel very adept at it today. You're doing really good. Like, you've had good days. You're having a really good day today.
Man, I'm on a roll.
Man, if only the old king could hear you now.
Right? I'm gonna have to find him soon.
As everything seems to happen, you get really into playing for a moment. As you're just like you're like going forwards, you're like walking as you play. You're just like getting everything out and just like kind of just getting a tiny little bit. You're jamming into it, man. You're getting into this.
Hell yeah.
As you play, a rumbling seems to come from the bones at the end of the song. As you guys look toward the bones, something begins shifting beneath them. As this thing begins to shift, you guys kind of feel a bit of a chilly wind go throughout the area as all of the sconces in the room begin to immediately let go of their light. As this happens, a large arm comes up from the bones. As this large arm comes up, you see that it seems to have cracked through something, some sort of a wooden something. As another arm comes up, it pushes off the top of what appears to be a coffin. As the coffin gets pushed away, this being seems to rise up from underneath. Let me grab the thing really quick. As this large being rises up. Where is it at? Is it in this one? It's in that one. Cool. A large skeletal creature stands from the area.
Whoa.
Marco, looking at this thing is around the same size, if not larger than the moblin you had seen before.
Oh no, we need to go.
As this thing rises up, it stares toward all of you and opens its mighty jaws.
We should go.
Isn't the door behind us closed?
It begins to speak.
Yes! Once again, back from the dead. Thank you, little fleshlings. For now the mighty Gorthos rises once more to rid Hyrule of all evils. You are also adorably small. Look at you.
And you're like super cool and big.
Look how you have a tiny violin. Gorthos is amused by your small instruments. You're Zora, right?
Yeah.
You're extremely small for Zora. Gorthos would know this.
Okay. And when was the last time you went to Zora's domain? Just checking.
Gorthos believes it was not, but month? A month ago, yes. It was a month ago when Gorthos collected one of his mighty riders.
Mighty Riders.
Yes,
Right.
Gorthos. Gorthos is the master and leader of the Four Riders, the greatest heroes to stride across Hyrule's plains, scale its deep, dangerous mountains, and dive to its deepest depths to rid all evil from the world.
I feel like I've heard that before.
You have heard about the writers in your backstory. You heard about one of them in particular.
Wasn't one of you named Gora?
Oh, of course you should know Gora the Sky Touched, the second most physically imposing rider next to Gorthos, of course.
Of course, yes.
Yes.
How did you get here?
Grandmother, please. Please tell me this isn't what you meant.
Hmm. Gorthos doesn't know where Gorthos is. Gorthos can't remember. But this is not new to Gorthos. Gorthos' memory has always been patchwork.
Oh, I feel like you're on the same page as most of us. Anyway.
Well, you three should tell Gorthos how Gorthos got here.
I've never
don't
heard
know.
of you before.
What? You know the mighty Gora, but not Gorthos? How is this possible?
I mean, I may have heard your name before, but I didn't remember it.
Of course, everything has heard the name of Gorthos.
It's mostly Gora because he couldn't swim, and I couldn't swim too well, so I kind of looked up to him. But
You should, and you probably had to, for you are very short.
So you're a skeleton, and you're talking to us. These things.
Ooh,
That's a lot of bones around you. Are you sure you didn't eat these things?
Gorthos does not eat bones. That is ridiculous. Why would Gorthos consume bones?
Gorthos, as you start to move, as
Yes.
soon as you move forward, one of your legs immediately just begins to disintegrate.
This
Whoa.
does not bode well for Gorthos.
The other leg goes as well.
Uh-oh.
The pelvis then after. The ribs, the arms, as you fall back into the bones of which you had crawled out from. You land back inside the box.
Perhaps Gorthos was in the box longer than a month.
I would imagine so.
I'm gonna give a good chance at that.
Well, Gorthos seems to be in a pickle. Could one of you meek and small individuals carry Gorthos around? Gorthos would do it himself if Gorthos had the arms to do so. And legs.
Well, he
Or
goes
full
to
body.
pick him up. I want to look at Gorthos' skull. What the hell is that skull shape?
Yeah, what's up with that?
What do you mean?
The two of you make your way over toward Gorthos. Marco, are you doing anything?
I want to look for traps, but this seems like this is literally all there is in this fucking room. So
The three of you make your way over toward Gorthos. As you guys try to check and see what the heck that skull is, it's very hard to tell. It kind of looks like maybe it's a demon? Like, it's as big as, like, a moblin, but, like, who knows, man? It's like, if you look at your skull compared to it, Gallon, like, it is, like, 5 times your size. your skull size.
So, like, are you a moblin?
Gorthos doesn't understand this question. Gorthos is Gorthos.
A species, a type of
Okay.
creature.
Gorthos has had many of those. But Gorthos has always been Gorthos. That much Gorthos remembers.
Were you always like this, like huge and bestial looking?
Sometimes.
Okay,
What do you mean by
always a skeleton?
sometimes?
I don't understand.
Were you always a skeleton?
Yes, Gorthos can remember always being a Gorthos with a skeleton body. Gorthos
Like from birth?
Too far back. Gorthos remembers A century? Maybe. Gorthos has trouble keeping track.
I see.
Gorthos is sure it's gone farther, but Gorthos cannot be bothered to remember it.
Okay. And how are you feeling about this place, Gorthos?
It is a dark room full of bones.
Yeah, but like, do you like it, or like, what's the?
Gorthos
What's
cannot listen. Gorthos must be the mighty hero that Gorthos knows he is, and Gorthos cannot accomplish this by being in a pile of bones. So Gorthos would appreciate some aid in perhaps procuring a new form and getting out of this small room.
Okay.
All right.
I might be able to lift you. I'm gonna try.
You
If
go
you
to
are
lift
a-
him up. He
Biggest
is
arm.
he is somewhat heavy, but again, he is mostly made of bone. As you look at him, though, Ronan, you see that looking into his mouth, looking into the nose-like structure, and into the eyes, you cannot see through this skeleton. You see only a darkness or a blackness behind, and in the eyes, you see a reddish-pinkish glow.
Neat.
Gorthos has had many words to describe him. Neat is one of them.
I'm sure.
Should we be carrying this thing around?
A fairy. Look how small you are.
You're pretty small now too, you know.
It's true. You are significantly smaller than you were a moment ago.
Yes, but Gorthos is still gigantic in his spirit.
That much is never going to be debated.
And your skull.
For now, yes, my skull too. Or Gorthos' skull too. I'm gonna have to get used to doing that like all the time. That's
Bet
gonna be really hard
bet
for
you guys
me.
didn't fucking know this is actually Anthony's backstory game.
Yeah, how do you guys feel about my backstory?
I
need a
saw you
drink, wait.
unmuted, and I'm like, if this is that fucking thing that they were talking about, because you've been muted this whole time, and I'm like, he's unmuted. Like,
Can I snort the magic powder? I feel like I need it.
So,
There's been subtle hints about Gorthos throughout all the backstories.
Well, except for Marcos, because we didn't know 100%
Things
if Anthony
changed.
could be here, but then
Things
things
were an
changed.
issue. Things were an issue during
What are you
Marcos. but
talking about? We had the biggest
yeah.
this entire dungeon we're stuck in.
yeah.
Cyan Gemini donates $10, says, Dice to Gorthos, the best Gorthos there is.
This is true. Gorthos will accept this dice.
So we now have a talking skull named Gorthos.
Gorthos!
That's pretty cool.
The mightiest
um,
of warriors.
I don't see any other way out of this room. We should try to get back before the door closes.
Definitely.
Yeah. A
I would
closing
love
door.
to find treasure here. However,
You guys see that the door seems to be around a fourth closed at this point.
Okay. We'll be able to take a little time to look around, I suppose. I don't know if there's anything other than bones in here. Is there anything other than bones in here? I should probably ask you. You've been here a while.
Gorthos, why don't you, since you are in the room now, we don't have your sheet available currently, but why don't you roll me this dice here with a +3? It's over on Jake's side.
Okay.
Roll me that dice there with a +3.
That's
a
18 or 16. I'm fucking.
What's wrong with my
worry.
brain?
First
I'm
fucking
already
roll,
losing.
Anthony.
My brain is already melting from this.
It's already Gorthos.
It's already starting.
just
It's all
Gorthos.
Gorthos now.
Gorthos, you don't really know if there's anything of value in here. I mean, there was that large silver thing that was in the box with you.
Well, Gorthos is unsure if this pile of discarded bones has something of value, but the box Gorthos was stuck in has something inside.
Something inside.
It gleamed like silver, which made Gorthos extremely uncomfortable and wanted Gorthos to get out of the box.
I was wanting you to say something about it, yes. You see what appears to be bing, a silver ruby inside the box.
Another rupee. Cool.
Please do not
We
put that
can't
on
carry
Gorthos.
this. However,
Please don't put that on Gorthos.
Could swap out one of the red or blue ones. Actually, we could probably swap out the blue one I have with
Yeah,
that.
drop the
Yeah.
blue one. Take
Yeah.
the silver.
Why would you drop your valuable currency? Just put it inside Gorthos's mighty jaw. Just
can
not
we
the
do
silver
that?
one. Do not put the
If you-
silver one in Gorthos' mouth.
Here,
I literally
I'll put the blue one in his mouth.
There we go.
you put the he can hold one. So yes, you put the blue rupee in Gorthos's mouth.
Perfect. He's like
Gorthos
a little. He's like a little purse for us.
Gorthos, the mighty four.
Gorthos has talents the likes of which none can understand.
You are amazing, Gorthos.
So by the
Yes.
way, about a minute ago there was a $50 donation from Cyan Gemini. It says, "I take it back. Give Gorthos the ultimate power." That is going to be combined with those 5 you had gotten before. That's going to be a fate card to Gorthos.
Oh Christ!
Oh,
Or a destiny token. I will need to remember to say it that way.
that's what we're
Yes.
gonna call it.
Never gonna stick.
It's never gonna stick. I'm gonna try my best, but it's never gonna stick.
None of us are, I don't think.
I'm trying my absolute fucking best.
I'm
Gorthos
doing
is
it.
gonna have a destiny token. Look at that.
Yay!
Hooray! But Gorthos
Uh,
will never use it. He makes his own destiny.
And after that, there was a $10 donation. Says, "I will die for Gorthos," says Crimson Dragon. So we'll give him back those 5. We'll give him back those 5 now.
Hooray.
Let's just go ahead and make those really quick. Anthony, how you feeling, man?
Oh, this is so much fun.
I'm glad it wasn't a boss fight.
I thought it. I still thought it was gonna be.
I too love dumpster fires, Anthony.
There we go.
Remember when this was just like a one-off joke in the middle of one of the streams?
Now here we are in the depths of hell.
Here we are with Gorthos.
Gorthos might be one of my favorite creations. I can't say it enough.
There doesn't appear to be anything else inside the box, and there doesn't appear to be anything else in the room. However, you guys do note that looking around the bones, there are those same cracks that were in the other room. You're not sure how much time you guys have inside of here, but you do notice that the bones on the ground are starting to slightly shift, as if some of them may be perhaps falling down into the holes.
Okay, I think it's probably time to clear out.
Quickly.
Yeah.
With use the swiftness of your mighty but tiny Zora legs to carry Gorthos through the hole.
You know, he seems like the biggest Zora I've ever seen.
Ha!
I mean,
I've
definitely
seen
not the biggest
extremely
Zora
few.
ever.
So,
You should get out more.
You should meet the old king.
well,
That's
I
what
actually
you
get it
should
a
do.
lot. I just don't come to the Zora's domain.
Old king, so then Gora is still around. Hooray! Gorthos must go
no.
meet him.
Gora's
You
not.
guys make your way out as you're
I
talking
assume
about
this.
this.
I assume that's what we were doing.
Yeah, that's what we're walking, talking.
You guys make your way out. As soon as you guys start talking about the old king, you guys hear the cracking behind as immediately as soon as you guys leave, the room begins to collapse behind you.
Hmm.
And as such,
Oh man.
you guys look back and you see, oh, that's interesting, cracking things. That's neat. The cracks don't stop there.
Okay.
Oh no.
The cracks
we
start
go.
coming into the room that you guys are in.
Yeah, let's just.
How
keep
exciting!
going.
As you guys begin to go forward, you guys then notice
The spike pit.
That seems to be an issue for things that aren't Gorthos.
you guys
Alright.
know that whenever Gallon had climbed down and was careful, it took him around 5 minutes to get up.
All right. So here's what happens. I yeet Gorthos.
We.
Gorthos goes flying over and he bounces into the cave room.
And I go to jump.
You go to you're gonna jump?
Yes.
You're gonna jump without yeeting him, probably.
I wanted to yeet him though.
Roll me for that physique.
12 feet with a giant ass skull in my hands? That's impressive.
You're a big man, man.
I'm assuming with disadvantage.
You can't get much more worse than that, but go ahead.
It can get worse.
Wait, did you yeet Gorthos before or after this?
I yeeted you before.
You got a
'Cause I
6
knew this might
altogether.
happen.
As you jump over, you do fall into the pit. As you fall into
Got
the
'em.
pit, luckily you don't hit any of the big spikes, as most of the things down here are destroyed and scorched. However, you do hit one of the spikes with your leg, and you will take 1 damage.
That's nothing new for me.
Woe to you, small one.
Ah, Zora boy, no!
If only you were as blessed as the sky touched.
Do you 2 of you want to try to jump it?
Yeah. There's not
Good luck, my
time to
friend.
climb.
Go for it.
Last I checked, I still have that fleeting, right?
You do have 1 fleeting, yes.
Wait, this is D12. Where did my D20 go? Oh, here it is.
If I could share my feather with you,
First
I
roll.
would, my friend.
Second roll. Sometimes I
10.
wonder if my dog doesn't want to open
10.
the door because he's scared of the door, or because he wants me to get up. Ronan for the yeet. We got $6 from Mega Zero. Says for Ronan for the yeet. Hell yeah.
Alrighty.
Where, you don't have any, do you? Oh no, you used them all. Did you already get rid of them? Ah, here we go. I'll just take these back and add you 1 more there, Ronan. Boom. Look at all these inspiration you have now, while you're inside of a pit. What did you end up getting with the highest, Gallon?
10.
10? You're fine.
Alright, I'm rolling, my boy. Let's see what I get.
Go ahead.
Well, that first roll's a nat 20. However,
yep. Let's see what it actually is.
let's see what it actually is. An 11.
You're fine.
Not bad.
I'm fine.
As the 2 of you jump over, you guys look back at Ronan. As Ronan, you have cut up your leg. You're trying to see if you can climb up. As the area behind you is cracking. I need you to roll me again for your physique.
While he's doing that, could I try to use my new ability since he cut open his leg?
You definitely can.
Yeah, so I'll just
Oh, I have Zork Inspiration.
go like praise Almighty Hylia, mend this Zora bitch's leg.
You call out your new rite of the mortal goddess. As you call it out, are you just going to go for the base one?
Yeah, just enough to get his leg fixed up.
Roll me for that 1d4, my dude.
2.
Ronan, as you hear some very incoherent babble coming from Gallon as he says something in the ancient tongue, and you gain back 2 of your health.
Oh, hell yeah.
Nice.
I'm the soul babies and I use a goddess point.
Use the goddess point.
Yeah.
2. Go ahead and roll.
Uh,
2. You're fine.
Okay, cool.
You made that a normal roll. You're fine. You climb up just as the cracks are getting to the area there. Gallon, you note that as soon as you speak that, you seem to be slightly tired after saying it. You then start to note that you can only do this move a couple of times. As let me go ahead and give you your uses of this now that you used it. Boop. And boop.
Oh, hey, 1 more than my magic cast.
You can use this 4 times.
Oh, nice. 3 more now.
As you guys jump to this side, you guys rush into the cave room. As you look back, the entirety of the area behind you seems to completely collapse. As Gorthos is here. Gorthos, while they were jumping and doing their thing, were you doing anything?
He was just kind of like enjoying just sitting here for a minute, just watching that happen. Such excitement would warm Gothos' heart if he had such a thing.
You got plenty of that. All right, here up we go. Gonna lift him up.
So when he was when Gallon was speaking the ancient language,
Mhm.
would I have caught any of that?
You would definitely have caught it. Yes.
Yeah.
It is very distinct.
Cool. Neat. Do I know what he said?
He basically asked the goddess Hylia for blessings and healing toward his friend.
It was very interesting to have one blessed by Hylia.
Listen, we can talk about this later.
And to be a Gerudo of all things.
Listen, we can talk about this later.
I didn't even know you could do that.
I didn't
Or
know
the
they
guy
wanted
with the
to do
music. Cool.
Gorthos is impressed anyone knows the ancient tongue still.
Yeah, we're all learning things about ourselves today, I guess.
I would like to live to learn more.
You guys step forward. As you do, you guys hear the same kind of sounds coming off from the room off to the side here over here. As you see this entire area also begin seem to be collapsing.
Man, this is a weird dungeon. Most of the rooms I've explored didn't crumble.
Then they were not worth exploring. How exhilarating! Gorthos' first day of reborn.
Congratulations.
You guys only really have one place to go.
Well,
Let's try and push a boulder, guys. I don't know what else to do other than push a boulder.
Do you guys want to go?
there.
Do you guys want to go back over toward that skeletal body?
Sure.
You guys begin to approach the body. As you do, Gorthos, look! It's a hero!
Ah! How fortuitous! It is as if it was a line for Gorthos to be here, this time, at this day, at this time. The body of a hero lies before Gorthos and his new squires.
A hero?
A hero.
But that's a Kokiri.
Yes.
Are you saying Kokiri can't be a hero? We have him remembering a Zora hero.
That's not what I meant by this.
Listen, not everything revolves around Hyrule.
That's not what I meant by this either. I meant that this was the one with the unfinished business, the one that the fairy said felt weird. That's all I meant.
I mean, if they were a hero here, they didn't get very far, apparently, so...
Gorthos is unsure of how far the hero had gotten, though it is, in fact, a body of a hero.
They seem also very sad.
Things tend to usually be very sad when they are dead, not Gorthos.
Are you sad to be dead?
Of course not. Gorthos is happy to be Gorthos.
Awesome.
Gorthos is even happier to know there's a... Yes, probably. Gorthos is just happy to have found a new form. We will have to deal with what Gorthos and friends must deal with this sadness, though.
How do we think we should...
Please don't play the hour version again.
Play the song again? I could try that.
Yes, the song of Gorthos' resurrection. It can also be used to help other things that are not Gorthos, like Gorthos opposes.
I'll go ahead up to the skeleton and I'll play the short version of the song.
You make your way over toward the Kokiri skeleton as you begin to play the song that Gorthos you know to be the Song of Gorthos!
Of course.
As you listen to this song, Gorthos, you do get a very strange feeling in your gut, if you had one, upon listening to the song. You no longer feel that connection you had to the song. You feel as though you have been risen with that song for the last time.
Yet a new challenge awaits Gorthos in this final lifetime. Huzzah!
Neat.
As he says huzzah, the blue rupee falls out of his mouth and he picks it back up.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
He's like, huzzah! Oops.
Is your eye big? Is, like, can we make like an eye that we can hold more things inside your head?
No, of course not. That is where Gorthos' eye is where Gorthos' eye resides.
I
don't understand how you work.
As you play your minute,
as
you play your minute-long excerpt from the song, you see that the skeleton in front of you seems to begin to be bathed in light, the same light that seems to be coming from the stone behind it. As you look at this skeleton, it seems to at that time begin to stop being tensed up as you see that the wear and tear of the skeleton begins to immediately vanish from it, and the skeleton begins to stand tall once more. You see that the pose that it has seems to take a much more courageous and imposing like pose as it holds aloft something in its hand, but nothing seems to be there. The same kind of feeling you got from the skeleton before, where this kind of darkness seems to rise up from it and begin to dissipate, seems to happen. As you look toward it, you can almost feel the gratefulness coming off from the skeleton.
Just jamming out with a bunch of skeletons today.
Gorthos, it is ready.
Hooray!
Don't
You
mind me,
have quite-
Gorthos.
You have a great talent, small but mighty Zora.
Thank you, mighty Gorthos.
Perhaps in a thousand years, you too could match the greatest musician Gorthos has ever known.
Who was the greatest musician that Gorthos ever knew?
The forgotten one. The one that was has and always will be beside Gorthos. Except in this instance, where the forgotten one is not here with Gorthos.
Ah, that sucks.
Well, they sound really, really cool.
Her powers are mighty. Her magic undeniable in its powers.
Which are mighty.
Which are almost as mighty as Gorthos' physical strength. Were Gorthos able to flex, Gorthos would be doing so.
So, we got a body and we got a skeleton, little skull. So,
A skeleton and a skull.
So Gorthos just outright just starts bouncing towards the skeleton.
Gorthos jumps out of your arms, Marco, as he begins to bounce up and down.
Boing.
You haven't seen him bouncing before. He seems
Could have just done that. Okay.
he seems to have just been able to do this.
I like the skeleton. I like this
boing,
Gorthos.
boing,
It's
boing.
giving me
boing,
flashbacks.
You remember the words, Galen. The words of your master.
Yeah, I know. Grandma traumatizes me yet again by making me trust the skeleton.
As you bounce around toward the Kokiri hero, you see that Gorthos bounces up and down for a little bit, and then he seems to fall to his side.
Oh.
Upon doing
Gorthos?
this, the eyes of Gorthos begin to fade into darkness.
Oh no, Gorthos is dead. I mean, he was.
Don't worry, I'll be following him soon after at this rate.
Gorthos, you are finally
Yes.
at peace.
Gorthos is never at peace.
Because
How
you're in a
dare
new
you.
body!
Gorthos is now at peace.
Gorthos, you see, you rise up from where you are. As soon as you guys see that Gorthos' skull tips over and is seemingly lifeless, you see all of the armor and all of the cloth on the body begin to stitch itself back up and repair itself. You see that the wooden shield that it seems to hold begins to repair itself, as well as that marking that seems to be in the center of it. You see all of the leathers and even the leaves that are on this thing repair itself, as the small Kokiri form seems to rise up, and the same glowing pink like eye begins to come from it. Gorthos seems to lower his arms, pick up the shield off to his side, and seem to almost bring it to his face as Gorthos.
Oh, that's cool.
So cool. Oh my god.
Once again, Gorthos has dexterous limbs.
Wait, the
What about
skull's still
those
here though,
fingers?
right?
Yes, the skull is still there.
Ronan, take the skull.
Okay.
Do we need the skull?
Why would
I
Gorthos
don't-
I have a
not
crazy
would-
idea. We sell it as we slayed an exotic animal monster.
like-
No one
Okay.
knows what it is. None of us
Gorthos.
do.
Gorthos is both exotic and monstrous. So this would be
says
true.
the tiny Gorthos. By the way, for a moment, as Gorthos began to talk again, you guys heard a second voice alongside of it. A very feminine voice seemingly coming from him. But then you guys just kind of like blinked and like shook your heads, and it just was Gorthos again.
It was always Gorthos. Always has been.
So Gorthos is a heroine?
Gorthos is whatever Gorthos wishes he could be. And Gorthos is a hero. So, Gorthos is Gorthos.
That is
So
the one thing I feel like I've learned today, for without a doubt. What's up, Galen?
Gorthos, have any bright ideas on how to move this boulder?
As Gorthos looks back toward the area, the light does not seem to have gone away. As you guys see the light that had came from the skeleton seemingly moving away from Gorthos, a small circle of light appears behind where Gorthos was standing. As you look at it, Gallon, roll me for your experience, please.
Hooray, that has one more in it now.
Yay!
17.
Gallon, you know that some dungeons, once they are completed, whether a boss is destroyed or the dungeon itself is gone, you do know that once that happens, sometimes a teleportation magic is triggered.
Please tell me that's teleportation magic.
You're not 100% sure.
I'm gonna try touching it.
Gallon, you go over toward it. As you do, you touch the magic, and guys, Gallon disappears.
Okay.
Ah!
I touch it.
You see Z fly into it and disappear as well.
I touch it.
Ronan disappears, leaving only Marco and Gorthos.
Adventure! Let's go, Gorthos.
Finally, an idea Gorthos can stand behind.
Tiny Gorthos and Marco go into the
now that he has the ability to stand.
Exactly.
You guys step into the light, and as you do, you guys find yourselves bing, standing in the center of a forest.
Ooh.
As you guys look around, you guys see that there is a tree nearby. Looking at the tree, there appears to be a hole beside of the tree in the very center of this a trifecta of trees here. Around here, so. As you guys look at the hole, you guys see that the hole seems to go down a very long way, and there does appear to be a very recent looking rope beside of it, and it seems to be tied to the trees. Gorthos, now that you've had time to stand around and kind of like move yourself around, you do start to notice a couple of things about your new body.
Yes.
Well, you're missing some things.
What could Gorthos possibly be missing?
Well, Gorthos, you're missing the two things I told you were missing.
Gorthos just like starts patting his body. He's like, "Wait, we must go back."
Why?
No idea how.
We must find an idea how, for Gorthos is missing his sword and his amulet.
There wasn't a sword, nor amulet.
It was right here in Gorthos' hand last time he had it.
The sword was gone when we first saw this.
How dare someone steal from Gorthos when he wasn't looking?
Well, your current body seems to have had a sword or something.
What could you mean? Gorthos has always had Gorthos' body, and I always had Gorthos' sword in his hands.
Gorthos, you distinctly remember. Remember whenever you were in that dungeon, you had made your way through, and a bunch of monstrous skeletons and other stall-like creatures had attacked you. You had been backed into a corner, no way out, because the entire place was collapsing around. You had already fallen several floors through the dungeon at this point, and you were on your last legs. And you had risen up your sword into a heroic pose, and touched your mighty medallion around your neck, sending forth a charged electrical attack all throughout the dungeon, destroying everything inside, including yourself.
Gorthos relays all this in a majestic and epic manner.
That was certainly majestic and epic.
Huh.
But it doesn't explain where they went.
And besides, I don't think we could get back, even if we wanted to. We'd have to probably hike in whatever direction that we don't know what it is.
Yes, Gorthos could do this, but Gorthos has fleshy allies he can no longer leave behind. A shame.
Why don't you want to leave them behind?
Gorthos never leaves anyone behind.
Oh.
So honorable.
Of course.
Cursed me.
Gorthos is the hero of all heroes. Of course, Gorthos has honor.
You're pretty cool, Gorthos.
Gorthos has received this praise many times, but appreciates it every time he hears it.
I mean, we could probably find you another sword. Was that like special or anything?
I remember the many things vividly, right, Deco?
You have no idea if it was special or not.
I mean,
This was the sword of Gorthos, and therefore it is special to Gorthos. And Gorthos' medallion was also the medallion of Gorthos, and it is also special to Gorthos. So these were both special items that Gorthos needs.
All right.
well, in the meantime, maybe we can find you like a sword of Gorthos too.
That might be a pretty bad idea.
Why?
We're near the Kokiri village, but if Gorthos here,
She like stumbles over Gorthos.
if Gorthos here were to step inside, well,
She kind of floats around Gorthos's face.
there might be some problems.
Can't you put like that thing over your face?
Gorthos' shield?
Yeah.
He puts it over his face. A brilliant idea!
Use it like a mask. Yeah.
Gorthos, you cannot see.
That does not stop Gorthos from doing anything.
Maybe we can like poke some holes in it.
Why would
Gorthos, you
put
can't
holes
poke holes in your shield.
Why would you poke holes in Gorthos' shield? It becomes a less effective shield this way.
Well, I mean, I suppose I just, all right. If you're fine with not being able to see,
There was
You
an
would
easy
rather
way
have
to
a less effective mask than a less effective shield.
Gorthos has a remedy for this.
what's that?
By the many times before, Gorthos shall ride upon the large Zora in his party.
Okay. I'm not
Mighty-
opposed.
Clearly, you are mighty enough to carry Gorthos' previous mighty frame.
It's true. I mean, sure. Let's go for it.
So
Wait, you're saying you did this with Gora?
You do not understand the size of Gorda.
I understand he's very, very large.
He could carry the whole. He could have, if he wished to, carry the whole palace upon his back.
Should we
Oh,
be getting you
doubt that.
fitted for a saddle, or
You doubt
All
that,
right.
Ronan, but yeah.
That's pretty big.
Gorthos is always confident in his 4 riders.
All right,
See?
here we go.
Why are you trying to have him grab you, Gorthos?
So he doesn't have to worry about not seeing.
Oh, I gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Definitely, I guess.
why worry about seeing when you don't have to move or walk?
As you place the Deku shield, or I guess in this case, anybody who'd look at it be like more like a buckler. You put the Deku shield over your face, and you guys look at him, and it's like, yeah, you can kind of pass that as long as nobody wonders why there's a shield over your face.
And that's why he stays on top of the Zora, so no one can take the shield off his face.
Don't worry, we'll find you a proper mask fit for Gorthos.
Someone's probably gonna have to carry that if you want to sell it to somebody, Gallon.
We just find the stone mask from Majora. Gorthos becomes completely invisible.
Gorthos believes in the 2 small and meek companions that is with him to carry that mighty skull that was once Gorthos.
Sure.
Yeah, you volunteered. Good job. Starts
Yeah.
walking.
So are we-
Gallon, you have to go the correct way. This is the Lost Woods. If you go the incorrect way, well, you may be lost forever and turn into a Stalfos.
Yeah, right. Imminent doom. Right. See, you
But
should
there
go
could
away.
be treasure out there.
There could be treasure, but also death. This does not concern Gorthos. It might be concerning to you.
Well, you already look like you already are a Stalfos.
Gorthos is many things. Right now, he is a Kokiri.
A Stalkiri?
Gorthos
Okay.
prefers Gorthos.
Okay.
Gorthos works.
If you can pass for a Kokiri, then you'll probably need to have me around you. Otherwise, they won't believe you.
Who would not believe the mighty Gorthos and his words of truth?
Well, the Kokiri of this place, all of them have a companion fairy with them.
Ah. To revive them, were they to die in battle?
Maybe.
Porthos remembers this about fairies.
Uh,
Fear not, small ball of light. Gorthos cannot die. He is Gorthos, the immortal hero. Except last time was the last time Gorthos could be resurrected with the Song of Gorthos. It will not happen either.
I like that you understand how you work.
Of course, Gorthos knows how he works. He's Gorthos. He knows many things.
So,
All right. So
You
do you
guys
think
see
you can
that-
guide the way?
You guys see that as you guys look around, Z begins to start moving around, looking at the different directions that you guys can take. Upon doing so, she seems to stop around the log down at the bottom. She looks further beyond, and then immediately turns and heads to the north.
it's this way.
but what about this rope?
Oh, whoa. Well, it looks like somebody's trying to go down into that hole.
Should we be concerned about it? Could this be
No,
like...
you're right. Free rope.
Do you
I mean,
want to
free
drag
rope-
up the rope?
No, I'm kidding.
But,
The possibility of free rope entices Gorthos.
so like...
However,
Go ahead, Gorthos.
what if the person down there needs this rope to escape a horrible fate they are too meek to fight against?
That is true. That is very true. A thought occurs to me, though. We just got teleported out of the dungeon. Would this then mean that this is the entrance?
Could be. I mean, we could try shimmying down just to take a look real quick if we want to do that.
Gorthos
Wanna
has
make
all
sure.
the time. Gorthos has all the time in the world.
Well, I mean, some of us don't, but we could spare a moment for this, I guess.
Looking down, you guys do not see the bottom of this. It would be much more than a moment.
Trying to pull up the rope then. How long does that take? Like, if it takes more than 10 minutes and it's still more rope, probably would stop?
Let me make sure.
That's a lot of rope.
Gorthos just looks over the edge like Gorthos cannot see a thing down there. He does
You
not
begin to
take off
pull
his
up the
shield.
rope. As you do, you just see that Z seems to look down and like kind of like go.
You got an issue with it?
If this isn't that dungeon, then we're taking the person's rope who went down.
We'll
I-
cast it back down. We're just
We
seeing
can-
how long
yeah.
it takes.
You pull it up. As you do, you find around. You pull it up for around 60 feet. You find that the rope seems to be tied off to another rope. You find another 60 feet, and another 60 feet, and another 60 feet.
All right.
And
so
another
this is
60
where I
feet.
Stop and throw it back. in.
Gorthos has seen this trick at small carnivals.
You
So,
see
yeah,
that
but-
as you do kind of pull it up and you kind of feel like feel around for it, you do feel it seems to get less and less weighty. Even though you don't see the end of it, as a spelunker, you do notice there's around 500 foot of rope.
Yeah, that's a 500-foot drop, give or take. So, he just throws the rope back down. We don't need the rope. It can stay here. So there we go. We're not taking the rope at all. Probably don't need to go down there at all. So,
Looks
What's
into
in
the
the
hole.
But what if it was 501 feet of rope?
You're
Well, then I
pretty
would
sure
be-
as well that going down that rope would be a big hassle, and both you and Ronan are very exhausted.
yeah, this is like another day sort of thing. Or maybe two. So let's go find
Perhaps,
the
yeah.
security village.
Yeah.
You guys begin to make your way off to the north. Upon doing so, you guys follow the instructions from Z. You guys eventually make your ways not only forward, but sometimes backward to get to new areas. This is a very strange thing of woods. At some points, you guys literally go forward for around 30 feet, and she tells you to immediately turn around and go backwards another 30 feet. And when you do, you find yourself in a different area from before. It's very strange. The more you guys move, the more the area seems to be less and less overgrown, until finally you guys look down from where you guys are, and you see what appears to be a large tree trunk that seems to be hollowed out, that moves off into into the hills. As she stops a little bit away from it, she seems to hover around the entrance and look back to you guys.
This is it. But
What's wrong?
well, I mean, I kind of left here before.
Why?
Uh,
I feel
What
like if there's
what
Is it something we should be worried about?
I was kind of banished.
What horrid crime did you commit, small fairy?
I didn't do anything.
A likely
What
story
happened?
of someone who was
Why
exiled.
were you banished?
Well, the prince banished me.
Prince.
Okay.
Why?
I don't really know, and in fact, I don't really remember when he started even calling himself the prince, but there was a time whenever they, well, it's a long story, okay?
Gorthos does not know if he knows anything about a fairy prince. Merely the great fairies and the
Oh,
small fairies that are
No,
not really afraid.
not a fairy prince, the Kokiri prince.
Gorthos does not understand the Kokiri had a monarchy.
Yeah.
We don't.
Wouldn't that make him a king if he decided to call himself?
No,
Royalty?
he seems to be very on calling himself a prince.
How did this start?
Strange.
You see that she begins to just hover there for a moment. As she does,
Around the time I came back, so, several months ago, I believe. I had been traveling around the world, and whenever I came back, everything had changed here.
That kind of happened back home too.
Yeah.
Oh, strange.
What does
Wait.
you feel about
Your,
World of
royal-
Ends?
your
What's
royalty
up?
was acting weird?
Yeah. For some reason, the new king he's really on about that dam in the near the lake. For some
New-
reason, these last few
Oh.
months.
New king.
Yeah. There's the old king, and then his son became king.
You speak of Gora and his children.
No. Gora was the father of the old king. I think you've been asleep for a while, Gorthos.
How long is a while?
They
A
just, like-
very, very, very long time.
He leans over. Gorthos kind of leans over like he's upside down facing you with the fucking shield on still on his head. How long is long?
I
Small.
would wager probably over 1,000 years.
He just kind of
If I had to
he just sits back up a little bit. Gorthos was in fact a very long time stuck in that box.
I believe so, yes.
Case.
That means where were the four riders? What had happened? Where is Gora?
I was under the impression that Gora was probably dead.
Where? Yes, Gora is in fact a lifespan. But the mighty Gora, he does not just simply vanish.
I mean, I don't know.
People
Was
must-
it ever? Did he?
This
Did
whole-
was the story that he disappeared or that he died, Deco?
he had left. He had left the Zora's domain with his master. That's the only thing really anybody ever knew before anything else. He never seemed to return.
I mean, I guess it might be possible that he's still alive, but I mean, I always thought he was dead. I mean, it's been over 1,000 years.
This makes Gothorus extremely angry.
Oh,
Gorthos, please hold on to your existential crisis right now. There seems to be something very strange with all the royalty seeming to go insane.
This sounds normal to Gorthos.
I have no idea what's going on.
It might be easier if I'm able to tell you the full story, but it could take a little bit. perhaps we could find somewhere else to be before going into the Kokiri village?
Is there anywhere safe besides the Kokiri village in the in the
Yes, of course.
Ah,
We can make our way to the temple.
Okay.
Ah,
Temple.
a temple.
the temple?
Mm,
Didn't we
we
just
can-
come out of a temple?
No, that was a dungeon.
Oh.
Entirely different.
Temples cannot be
Well-
dungeons.
I mean, the temple is kind of a dungeon. But we're not going to go in the temple. We'll just use the temple as like a shelter, maybe?
Okay.
I guess that does mean we're kind of going in the temple.
It does not matter where we go. From the mighty Gorthos makes anywhere safe to rest.
Onward then.
Do you guys wish to follow Z to the temple that she seems to be wanting you guys to go to?
B.
Yes.
Follow the fairy.
You guys begin to make your way away from the Kokiri village. You go a couple of twists and turns off from where you are. As you do, you guys do notice that almost very rapidly at this pace, the sun is beginning to set over the forest, and I think that's where we're going to end things off for the day. With you guys, with your new Kokiri boy, leaving the dungeon, and you guys with your new abilities, I think we're going to be ending things off there for the time being and coming back on this next week.
Heck yes.
Guys, Anthony.
Yay!
Hell yeah, dude.
So
Hi.
so our boy is here? He's a here boy?
He's a here boy.
This is super cool. I'm happy.
I'm just glad we have more than 3 people.
Me too.
Before we leave, though, I did want to stop now so that we could potentially get things ready for Gorthos's sheet and things.
Oh yeah.
Heck yes.
So let's
I
go
have
ahead
one of them.
and let's go ahead
I
and
don't
bring
think
the.
I don't. Look, Deke, I gotta be honest. I feel bad that we're gonna have to just fill out every stat to max and just. I feel like I feel like I'm cheating the other players a little bit. I don't know.
Oh, don't worry. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about that at all. You're one of the people that only gets one racial stat.
Yay!
Yay!
Gorthos works different than living creatures.
Technically, you're gonna get a boost because of the skeleton you're in. But look at this thing.
This is so
Hell
cute.
yeah, look at that. That's so
Ah,
cool.
It has the Kokiri symbol at the top.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Do-do-do-do. I will take.
I love that art. That is so cool.
Phantom does amazing work.
Yeah, she does.
How are you
So
feeling, Sans Undertale?
I am now Gorthos Undertale.
You really
Listen,
So,
Gortho
Gorthos.
also made great art of the Skilly Boy.
So Gorthos,
Yes.
you are going to, as a stall, which is the closest thing we can say to what you are. You will be getting 1 point to your spirit,
Yeah.
and while you are inhabiting the body of a Kokiri, you'll be getting the Kokiri's racial bonuses.
Hooray.
Do-do-do. Which is going to be a. Let me make sure that I'm correct. I have all of them written down in a thing if anybody wants them now, like in a better thing than just kind of scattered throughout all my stuff. Which is another +1 to your spirit and a +1 to your diligence. You are not,
Hey.
however, getting anything else from the Kokiri.
Wee.
You are not getting any of the Kokiri's actual skills or anything like that. Do-do-do-do. Other than that, you have 5 points you can put anywhere you would like. Do-do-do-do.
Are you sure about this?
I'd like to take some minuses, please.
Oh, of course.
I'll take 3. It's almost like we've been discussing this kind of thing for a little while now.
There you go. There's your 3. Where are you putting them, my dude?
I don't know. It's
Ah.
really hard to tell sometimes. Very hard to tell someone as magically powerful as Gorthos.
You're putting all 3 into your ability.
Gorthos is not a wizard. And
many
He does
things.
many things, but not that.
The current, I will say the current best thing for you is probably resistance or spirit. But that's up to you. The weapon that you are good with, quote unquote, with this body is a sword. So that would be your physique.
This is a difficult decision.
You technically have really good diligence now, so you can actually use a bow where the other ones probably can't.
Oh yeah, I'm the only one who's capable of using eyes.
There is technically, we also have a 2 diligence boy over here, so he can potentially do some
Yeah,
things.
This nerd, he didn't take 3 diligence. Obviously, Gorthos is therefore superior in every statistical way.
Exactly. God, this is actually difficult. I don't. Part of me wants to go. Well, this is even, I guess.
Okay.
You could make something 2 and take 1 from experience or something.
I could, but that would be stupid and not a thing I would do.
That would not be Gorthos.
Exactly. That's not what Gorthos would do. Were Gorthos able to use a method power?
Go ahead and give you what you get now. Because you have your resistance at a 2, you will be getting 1 extra HP in this form. You have a 4 hearts. Look at those hearts. I'm gonna go ahead and make one of these like a different color, so you know it's like the one you got from your stall.
Heck yeah.
At that point, you do not have many items on you. I will give you the items that you have at a later time. However, let's give you your abilities.
Yeah, the things that Gorthos needs to become the greatest hero yet again.
So Gorthos is a knight. So he gets the things that Domran had.
Hell yeah!
Just to be fair,
The legendary Kokiri Knight to the Kokiri Prince, who Kokiri died in a Kokiri ditch.
And Kokiri kick his ass.
Hell yeah! Look at this.
They have been reworked slightly because Domruns were a little bit big. However, I've also added another keyword to the martial style and put plus many more so that I can add more if I would like to. Also, there are some I don't want to tell you guys about right now.
Yay!
Other than that, there is also your racial card and your secondary class, like everybody else has.
Yay!
You get
Holy
your
shit.
stall possession.
Woo!
Boop, which is how you're able to take over hero skeletons, specifically skeletons of heroes.
Yes.
If they are not prepared for you, then you have to roll ability to try to take them over. But luckily, you have somebody who can prepare them for you.
How kind of the Zora to do this for Gorthos.
What were you saying, Eric?
Repeat that part.
Unless the skeletons are prepared for him, basically they can't have any malicious things inside of them or any like sadness or anything like that. If they are and he tries to take them over, he has to succeed an ability check of a DC of 18, which is impossible for him because he has a -3 ability.
Gorthos is just that good.
Also, I love how his
in
name
a
is all
coffin for
caps.
1,000 years.
He's Gorthos. Every time his name is mentioned, it has to be all caps.
Other than that, he has his secondary class is Craftsman.
Oh.
He is a blacksmith. He gets the mending ability, which will allow him to mend certain things to a slight degree. If he uses the action version of it, then he can't try to mend something again for 7 days that way, or same thing again. And his secondary effect is if he takes his time while doing it and work on something for a full 8 hours, he can replenish it much more. And basically, if he can continue to do it over another 8 hours, basically long rests.
Yeah.
And as it's gonna be fun. Look at that boy. Look at that guy.
He's
Yeah.
super cool.
We got the mighty Gorthos.
So,
We tried.
question:
Yes.
if he gets another body, are both of these classes tied to his body, or?
He can only be inside of one body at a time.
Mhm.
So if he gets another body, he'll lose the Kokiri ones, and he'll gain whichever ones he gets from the other thing.
Oh, okay.
Or the core things of night, self-possession, and mending. Those are Gorthos.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
those are his.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah,
Or
he
those
doesn't.
will
He
always
doesn't
be
get
your
any. He doesn't get anything from the race he gets into. So, like for example, for example, some of them he just has detriments for. If he was to get into a Zora skeleton, he can't swim.
Oh,
I mean, does he need to breathe to begin with?
Not really, no. But
No.
he can't swim though.
I also
Gorthos
can't-
doesn't need to breathe.
Fine. I always wondered what it was like to be Gora.
Gora also could not swim.
All of their names start with Gore now. It's in my head.
No, that's just the two.
Also, here's another version of the skeleton.
Look at him. Look at him and his arms. I love him. I love
I'm trying to find the other one because I'm pretty sure I put both of them in here. I could be wrong.
You have no idea how long I've been sitting here just fucking vibrating with excitement at this. I'm trying to be quiet for so long.
I can't believe that we were Gorthos' backstory game.
I know, right? How do you feel?
I love it.
What? Yeah, see, this is what fucking. Oh god,
There we go. There's both of the skeletons.
I like these skeleton arts. They're very nice. Whatever monster these, even I don't know what the fuck these are supposed to be. Okay, let that sink in. Even I don't know.
I'm gonna make a state out of these two so I can have them go between the two.
So, why is there two different ones?
Well, this one over here was the original one. And then I was talking to Lindo about changing it slightly, and he changed it to a different pose looking thing. Because this one just looked like very sassy, and like I didn't like it was not like what you would expect to come up from a thing. Because depending on what Anthony was gonna say, you guys might have thought you were gonna fight it.
I spent all this time debating how is the intro gonna go. I think I did well. I think I went off on the right foot there.
Hell
Listen,
yeah,
I'm
dude.
so tempted to fight it just to spite Grandma.
And now we can change states. Ha ha ha.
Hell yeah.
Finally, when a new body emerges for Gorthos to take.
Well, at least this one is. At least we don't have to worry about this being you anymore. Who's to say what it could be later? Anyway.
Fair enough. So I love the fact that this is Gorthos' backstory because what background? Gorthos is Gorthos, man.
This
He's
is still
Gorthos.
technically the first session, even though it is also technically Gorthos' backstory.
Only by the
So-
thinnest stretch of the word, like backstory.
quote unquote backstory. Gorthos is also you guys got to help that other skeleton boy. You got to help two. You got to raise up 3 skeleton boys today. Well, one of them was a skeleton goyle, but still.
Yay.
Boo-boo-boo. Look
I'm
at dog.
confused though. Did the card happen?
Not yet, no.
Okay,
Jake, do you want me to tell you the card?
please.
Or
I
at
don't
this
know.
or do you want to have some sort of a shock to it?
Listen, I'm physically incapable of being shocked by you.
I won't tell you what it does, but you got the skull.
Okay.
And
Oh, wait,
nice.
you used the thing already?
So that's how I see. That's how I got Mondays off.
He used it in his backstory game because
Yeah,
he got
he-
another one.
He got one during his backstory
Oh,
game. He
right.
hasn't used the one he couldn't use yet. By the way, as of now, since we have introduced all characters, you guys can now use your cards. Not now, obviously, but
Damn it.
So
the game isn't
mine
going
was
right
gonna
now.
be used to get items, but I have no room in my bag. You see.
just spend a lot of money in the Kokiri village. It's fine.
How?
You'll be fine.
Also, Dico,
What's up?
did you look in the heckin' art thing?
Oh, art thing.
Art chat.
Let me go look.
There's
All
a
the
few.
things.
Oh, there's a few. Oh no! Ah, nobody told me. Oh no! Then made another. There's Aga. That's pretty cool. Let's scroll up now. Or scroll down now. Up. Oh, there's Pika. Ah. Ah. Oh no. Nobody told me. Scroll. Ah. And then we got Ellie.
Oh no!
I'll show them
that's a
all
great
in a bit.
idea. That's a
Actually,
great.
that is okay.
I'm looking at the chat. That's a great idea.
What's up?
Disembodied skull with sunglasses for the thumbnail.
Oh,
To be fair, Jake started with that idea. I didn't want to bring it up yet, but I saw the chat was like, oh, okay, they're bringing it up now, so I might as well.
Let's add in these. Let's add in these over here so people can see.
Oh God, oh no, the Kokiri skeleton was a girl. Gorthos is best girl now. You're right. The chat's right.
Great job.
Good
Wonderful.
job, chat.
Wonderful.
You monster.
2, 3. Let's get these in here. I'm sorry, Din. I didn't notice. Ah. I'm not sure if she's still here or not.
She does such nice art.
9, 8, and 10.
yeah.
And there's so fucking fast. There's so many fast artists. It's so
Fucking
fast.
right.
Oh,
Then we have that Pika girl. Look at her.
Pika.
Then we have. Oh, that's the same one.
Heh.
Then we have Aga
Aga. Ah, look at her.
sticking her tongue out for some reason. How dare you? And then we have. And then we have Ellen. Yee.
Yeah.
Look at all
Heckin'
these.
cuties.
They
all
will
of them.
now. They will now surround Domran's shrine again.
Speaking of Dom, what just tell you left his body?
Don't worry about that. You guys can't give him Domran's body. What are you talking about? That'd be mean.
Gorthos demands to be at least 3 feet taller.
He's lost but not forgotten, you see. Ah,
Yeah,
they're
man.
so good. Ah,
They are
thank you very
fucking
much, Dan.
amazing.
If
They all-
you if you are here, and if not, if you see this later.
I don't know these three well enough to make funny words for them like these other ones. So
That's fine. We didn't get to see any more NPCs. You
look at
guys
Zora.
did get to talk to this boy, so that's pretty fun. You never got to really learn anything about him though. He opened a door for you, so that's pretty nice of him. And he
Oh,
had some
Gorthos.
sort of weird brain thing with an eye inside of his head. That's weird.
Yeah,
It
we're
is
not thinking
weird.
about that.
It's weird, and I'm sure it will never be relevant again.
Gorthos sees you met Bill and Ted.
And they had an epic journey together, I think.
Why do you think Bill has lost his body?
Fucking O'Bara is fish titties, and Ronan is bigger fish titties.
Wow.
Gucci.
See,
New
that's season
Fiora
two.
skin. We don't talk about the shit tunnel. God dang it.
How to heal step 1.
Poop shoot. God.
Muscle Man Zorka Savage. Well, how do you feel, Eric, about being called tiny?
Whatever. I mean, compared to Zgora, he is super tiny.
Compared to Goro, almost every Zora is so
I
tiny.
think he understands his point of reference and is like, you haven't been around the block in a while.
You know what? You're right. You don't have to say it.
You're so fucking smart.
Gallon has learned something from this first session.
Yeah.
Gallon hates dungeons.
Adventure!
Now, Gallon, you did so well in the dungeon.
It's true.
And you two didn't even bother to resist temptation. It could have been a death trap.
I love
Okay.
the fact I'm like, you guys feel a strong urge to touch it, and then you guys just both go to touch it, and I'm like, I mean, you didn't even ask if you could resist.
I would.
Against it.
And then,
Marco
then Jake's just like, I turn away, and he's like, does it get stronger if I look at it? It's still strong when you're not looking at it.
You see, Marco is an impulsive boy. He isn't gonna think about not wanting to touch the thing he wants to touch, you see.
He probably wanted to touch it even before he was told he wanted to touch it, so then he wanted to super touch it.
Exactly. But if his feather had been taken, maybe that would have snapped him out of it. Who knows?
Look at that. Look at it. Would not have. Look.
I know.
Look at this thing. Look at this. Look at this broken thing.
Look at that thing.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna break it some more.
Man, I'm really sad that Gorthos didn't get a chance to touch the magic triangle.
Yeah, sucks to suck, man.
Yeah, it's okay. Gorthos does not need.
Legendary hero.
It's okay. It's true. He is a legendary hero who does not need geometry to save the world. So I'm actually physically dying the more I do the Gorthos bit, and I think I'm going to die like 3 sessions from now.
Good.
When I die, none of you get shit from me. Fuck all of you.
When I die, don't take my stuff.
Dude,
But
I
if
would
you
be at your house to take all of your shit if I wasn't halfway across the states now.
Listen, if you're gonna take my stuff, delete my entire computer.
Oh, dude, that's just the bro code, man.
Thank you.
Like we
Dude,
have
we're-
to.
Yeah, thanks. I'm glad we're on the same page.
But yes,
Man.
I will give you all of the items that are currently on you whenever we have game next time. You would have gained 2 items from the Kokiri hero. And we'll see how things happen, and we'll see whatever happened to your medallion and your sword, man. We'll see what happened to those things.
Without these items, Gorthos is basically naked, which is normal for Gorthos, where he has no skin.
This is gonna be a lot of fun.
This is gonna be a great game, guys. I'm so happy. We are all just a bunch of good boys doing our good boy thing.
Also, I hated the way that I have set this thing up. I'm probably just gonna give you guys just one giant table.
What?
That's
Nah.
fair.
Nah, we can have our own individual tables.
I hated how I set this up. You're all getting one table.
Where's
What?
Travis? Oh, I am so fucking happy. Oh man, you gotta get a new thumbnail art already.
Nah,
I feel a little bad.
it's fine. We won't get any new thumbnail art. Who cares? I'll just badly Photoshop the skull in to this
No, here's what
picture.
you have them in the front, but in the background you just take Gorthos' face and just make it the background.
We'll figure
You know,
out
just-
something. I'll just get
Right here.
I'll be like, hey Phantom. I'll be like, hey Phantom, can I give you money to put Gorthos' head in between in between Gora and Gallon?
Give me Phantom, can I give you-
Between who?
I said Gora.
You did. I knew this would happen. I knew this would happen. So
Well,
I've
the
been
thing
doing
is,
it.
he didn't say it yet. Anthony didn't say it yet, but he has something he wants to call you.
It's already starting. I didn't even do it yet, but I'm gonna be doing it. It's gonna make it worse.
Did you know the Phantom Thief?
I have names for.
He has
Listen.
something he wants to call you, and now I'm getting confused.
Oh,
Yeah. See, that's how good this is going to be. It's already working. I haven't even done it yet.
We'll just put like you here, or you like here, or something, and like put a fairy here. I don't know. We'll fucking do whatever, man.
as the squad grows, so does the image.
Doing the squad
They're
World Cup
all-
with
if we get
Glad-
FOMO, we'll add her somewhere.
here, get
yeah.
like 4 more people over here. I'll get the fucking up here.
Every time somebody else joins the crew, we just put
And then
We'll put you guys will go find Domran and resurrect him. We'll put Domran somewhere.
Then you get like a little one-eyed Goma, then you put him over here, but the logo's over its face.
Also, I want to point out, this map is fucking wrong. We did not see a single bit of this fucking river.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's a huge forest.
This forest is like fucking like 15 times bigger than Castletown. So
We saw no river in our entire trek through the two important places. There is no river. This is a river of lies.
I need to bring something up in the chat. I love Yamato Hikaru says, I love how the metaphor and the three heroes and the gods thing, and then Gorthos smash it like they smash the Triforce of Power. Apparently, people can now say I played a female now.
Hell yeah.
And it's not a goth girlfriend, it's a Gorth girlfriend. Get it right.
It's a Gorth girlfriend. Oh my god.
A no Gorth girlfriend.
I'm sorry, Jake, but we're gonna have to share we have to compete for who has the bigger harem by the end of this.
We all know who's going to win, Ronan.
I feel like everyone, it was Domran, then Ronan, and fucking Galen, all just fucking harem protects. And now one of them's fucking dead.
It's fine. I'll take up his mantle.
Sure, dude. Sure you will. You lost your harem privileges as soon as you stopped being a harem bandit.
What that means? You got to earn your eyeless face again. You got to earn back your eyeless.
You lost that privilege the most.
You have to grow your hair out and over your face.
Fedora.
What was that, Jake?
He lost his privilege the moment he put on that fucking fedora.
Just look over here. Just look over here at the group. Look over here at the group. This would be another harem protag with the group.
What?
Over here at the group. This would be another harem protag with the group. But no, you're this guy now.
He's a good boy. Look at him.
To be fair, he is not threatening me with a knife. So yes, that is technically a good boy move.
It's just a hat. It's not a fedora.
Whatever you want to call it, it's a sick hat with a sick feather. I kind of want it. I want the feather. Give me the rock.
Give me it now.
Give it.
You're not having my rock feather.
Give the feather to Gorthos.
The feather is mine.
Gorthos cares not for a silly feather. Give Gorthos your hat.
No, I spent money on this.
Gorthos wants to tip it. It's saying, "Milady."
No, Gorthos never do that. That is disgusting. Only a villain would do such a thing. Gorthos merely wants it for the sake of having it.
It's my hat, though. I spent my ration money on this hat.
Why would you spend ration money on the hat?
To look cool.
It worked. But Gorthos does not understand why you wouldn't just do good deeds and get rewarded rations or a hat.
We will be adding Gorthos in both of his forms to the art roll, the art slideshow thing for next week. Hopefully, all of the pieces got seen today. I'm not sure how many times the Moblin or the Fairy has shown up in the rotation, but hopefully they've shown up a few times because those are the only two things we have in there for Squeaky and Will currently. But yes, I hope that everybody has so far enjoyed everything. We're gonna be ending things off, and I know this is at this point I think this is the shortest session.
Yes.
How long did we go?
Somehow.
It's about 4 hours.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit less.
Damn.
Yeah, this has been the shortest session so far. And this is the first session. Of course, it's the shortest session, so it's the first session, guys.
It only goes up from here.
And then we get to episode 100. It's like a 3-day long game.
But
Which
yes.
I'm not a coward. I'll fucking do it. You bring it on.
We'll be going potentially into the Kokiri village next time, or if they decide not to, we'll see them traversing through the forest, maybe even through the forest temple. Who's to say? Hopefully everybody had a good time. We enjoyed ourselves. Hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. Have any questions, comments, points, subscribe in the comments below. And until next time, guys, like always, later days. Is anybody doing anything? Let's go check.
You know what my favorite thing about this game is going to be?
What's that?
What?
How much fucking money Ference is going to get to make more art? The fucking Gorthos.
Oh, Aaron and Spencer are playing Amnesia. Let's send everybody over there.
Hell yeah.
Slash raid. They've changed it to not 19 official now, right?
I don't know. You tell us.
I think it's what they changed it to. Yes. Head over there, my dudes. Throw some buddies at him. Throw some Keanu's at him while we still can, because we'll be getting rid of Keanu's relatively soon. And tell them that we had a good time tonight, and hope that they're having a good time as well. Hope everybody enjoyed the comments below. And until next time, guys, like always, later days.
Later nuts.
Go.